Welcome to Moarhammer. It's 8th edition 40k. It's Eldar versus Space Marines. And on this sun-soaked planet, the shadows are drawing longer as the sun is further away. The Eldar are on the planet. It is an imperial planet. It's an imperial desert world. You can see it looks like Tatooine. And they've been under assault by the Eldar. The Farseer Morai has been here on this day. Again, plucking at the strands of fate. We've seen him recently on DeploymentZone.tv as he dealt with the threat of Hive Fleet Blizzard. They've now made planetfall in this system to try and affect what the Imperium do. He's essentially trying to divert the forces of the Imperium, but more importantly, diverting the Primarch of the Imperium. Guilliman himself is on this planet and Morai has a plan. He knows he is too strong to take him on one-on-one, so he is trying to pull him out of a different system. Tonight on the channel, we welcome back a regular. You may know him from the Sit and Talks. We have Mikey Brom. Say hi, Mikey Brom.
Hi, Mikey Brom.
Yeah, here he is, Mikey Brom, the three-turn wonder. Why do we call you the three-turn wonder?
I don't know. You're just like making up stuff, stories.
You may know Mikey from plenty of battle reports in the previous. He was the first guy to ever film with us on the channel, and he's back with his Ultramarines, and he's been adding many more units to his Ultramarines, including some of the new stuff from Shadowspear. And he's decided to bring Guilliman along for the first time. We've brought him on Deployment Zone before, right?
Yep, once.
Took him against Mikey from Hellstorm and his Nurgle Demons.
Yeah, and we smashed him in.
But we haven't shown Guilliman on YouTube yet, so we thought we'd chuck him on the table. And because I've been thrashing the Chaos recently and using them all the time, I decided that tonight I'd probably bring the Eldar instead, and we chuck your old foe against you, the Saim Han. Mm-hmm. That would be good fun.
The originals.
Yeah, I used them again yesterday as well against Steve Not Rob, and that was great fun for DZTV. So we're playing 1750 points. We haven't yet picked a mission. Probably should have done that before I start filming, but I'm too excited. So we're about to look at a mission. It might be something simple. And basically, I really want to kill Guilliman because I hate him. But he's a tough old beast, isn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't die easy.
No. We are also fresh back from Into the Hellstorm 2 from the guys from Hellstorm Wargaming. Check them out. They're really cool dudes. And that's part of the reason why we're throwing down. I took Eldar that event and Brom took Ultramarines, including Guilliman. So it'll be interesting. And that's where he got his name from, because he just doesn't get past 3 turns in 2.5 hours. Your poor wife. Anyway, we're going to go work out what mission we're playing, and then we'll take a look at these armies. And here we have 1750 points of Craftworld Eldar. We're using the Saim Hann Craftworld trait because it's my favourite. It's not the strongest, but it's my favourite. The Saim Hann Craftworld trait basically allows me to move and fire heavy weapons without penalty. It only counts for me for 1 unit. It also allows me to reroll failed charges for all Saim Hann units. So it's not too bad, but I don't particularly want to charge Space Marines because that's a bit silly. I tend to get my head punched. However, we are rocking an Outrider detachment and a Spearhead, giving me a total of a massive 5 command points because there's no way I can narratively run Saim Hann, in my opinion, and gain loads and loads of command points. We are got some Guardians and Rangers to paint up and add to them at later stages. But at the moment, Black Legion's the focus. Anyway, heading up the Outrider, the Warlord, Morai, the Farseer of the Craftworld. He carries the relic, the Phoenix Gem, and he has the Warlord trait, Fate's Messenger. Fate's Messenger gives him +1 wound to mean as a Farseer. He has 7 wounds and a 6-up feel no pain. Because, you know, having more wounds than a Space Marine captain is hilarious. He also has the relic, the Phoenix Gem. Essentially, when he loses his last wound, he can potentially explode, and anything within 3 inches will suffer mortal wounds on a 2+, and if a mortal wound is inflicted, he comes back to life with a wound remaining. That's right, Guilliman. It's not just you that can do it. His second in command is an Autarch, the first time we have shown the Autarch on the channel. This Autarch was kit bashed and put together and painted by Sorcerer Dave from the YouTube channel Sorcerer Dave. Check him out. He's not long started doing battle reports recently, and they're really good. So check out his channel because it's awesome. We have 3 fast attack choices because they're an outrider. We have a squad of 3 jet bikes, all with shuriken cannons. We have a squad of 6 jet bikes, all with scatter lasers. And we have a squad of 5 jet bikes, all with shuriken catapults. So 3 different loadouts, 3 different squads, 3 different sizes. Why not? It's fun. And then finally, in that same outrider, we also have 2 flyers. We have a Hemlock Wraithfighter and a Crimson Hunter Exarch, who is rocking star cannon, no, not star cannons, I'm lying to you, bright lances and the pulse laser. I should mention at this stage, the Hemlock has got Protect Jinx, which is just Jinx because Hemlock can only use the aggressive side of the power, and the Farseer has got Doom and Guide. Now we have the Spearhead detachment, which is the one with all the heavies, and heading that up we have a Warlock Conclave of 4 Warlocks. They get 2 powers from the Runes of Battle, and I've gone for Conceal, Reveal and Protect Jinx. And then we have 4 heavy support choices. You can see them in the backfield. We have 2 Fire Prisms, each with Crystal Targeting Matrix. That's 5 points and allows me to move, and if I shoot at the nearest, I don't suffer the penalty for moving and firing heavy weapons, which is quite Saim Hann narrative. And then we have 2 Night Spinners with their Doom Weavers. They also have Crystal Targeting Matrix, but they both also have Spirit Stones. So for an additional 10 points, essentially, I have a 6-up Feel No Pain. As I've told you, I'm rocking a total of 5 command points. The Autarch, the new model, has got no upgrades apart from a Banshee Mask. And a Banshee Mask basically means I can charge in and you can't overwatch me, and then other stuff could follow in. It's normally desperate though if I'm charging things like Warlocks into combat. I think that covers everything. It's a very narrative, fast-moving, skimmer-based, biker-based, flyer-based Saim Hann list. We have the mobility on this day. Let's go have a look at the Ultramarines led by the Primarch. And here we have 1750 points of Ultramarines. A classic Space Marine chapter. I was going to be mean then, I thought I'd be nice. And Brom is rocking a battalion detachment and a super heavy auxiliary because that's the way you get to bring Big G-Man himself. So we're going to show you Big Gullyman because, I mean, you're very proud of him and he looks glorious.
I am.
So here is G-Man leading him up and he gives him an additional 3 command points. So for the 5 for the battalion and the 3 for the being battle forged, he has many. He has 11 command points to start with. But you are going to spend a couple immediately. Yep. We'll talk about that at the end of the list. So in the troop sections, we have a 5-man combat scout squad there. There's bolters and a sergeant with a knife. We have a 9-man intercessor unit, all with the normal standard bolt rifles. Yep. We have another 5-man intercessor unit back here for your 3 troops choices. Then we have eliminators, and they are elites, fast attack elites.
They are heavy.
Are they heavy?
They're heavy.
Are they?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yep.
So we have eliminators, 3 of them, the new models that Brom's not long finished painting up and you took it into the Hellstorm. We also have aggressors, and they're elites.
They're elites.
With their dual flamers, because that's the cool way to take them. We have a Redemptor Dread with the Macroplasma. We have 5 Hellblasters because Marine players don't leave home without them, and I don't blame them, quite frankly. We also have a tank.
Crusader.
Land Raider Crusader, because you don't see Land Raiders, so I forget what they're called. Yep. We have a Land Raider Crusader. We have a Smash Captain, the only non-Primaris model apart from Scouts in the whole army is a Smash Captain with Thunderhammer Shield, Storm Shield, and Jetpack, and I believe he's got the Shield Eternal.
He has.
So the Shield Eternal gives him a 3+ invulnerable save and means he halves all damage inflicted on him rounding up. We have a Lieutenant with a Power Sword, and we have an Ancient with a Banner because he lets stuff shoot when they die and things, and stuff and things and what have you. And obviously we've got Big G-Man at the front, who I assume is the Warlord.
He is.
Perfect. So 1750 points of Ultramarines. You can see it's quite an all-rounded, all-balanced infantry base force because Brom loves his infantry for Space Marines. But you're spending 2 command points off the bat.
Yep. So we are Indominus Crusaders. So the battalion is Indominus Crusade. That's the point. And then the 9-man intercessor squad is
veterans.
Veterans.
If you don't know what we're talking about, Vigilus Defiant introduce formations, which Winters hates. And for a single command point, you can normally make a detachment, a type of detachment, which makes these Indomitus Crusaders. And then for an additional command point, he's made them veterans, which give them an extra shot, I believe.
It allows me to spend stratagems on them, which allows me to change them to Rapid Fire 2, and then under the Bolt of Discipline, they become Rapid Fire 4. Which is rather nice, and they get an extra attack and +1 leadership.
That's really cool. We love that.
Nothing else is affected by it.
And if Gulliman's your Warlord trait, he's got a fixed Warlord trait?
Yeah.
And what does that do?
Adapt of the Codex.
Yeah.
You're surprised I knew that.
I am very.
5+ regen of command points.
Okay, but you only get 1 per battle round as per current match play rules. Really cool. Not as mobile as the Eldar. So considering the mission, because we have decided that now, considering the mission, I have the speed on him, but he has objective secured and he has the staying power. So it should be a good matchup it should be a heavy, fast-hitting force against an immovable object. So let's go and have a look at deployment. And here we are at the end of deployment, and this is the stage where I'll talk you through the mission, because very professionally, I didn't tell you earlier because we hadn't picked it. So we've picked a new mission from Chapter Approved 2018, one that both Brom and I haven't played before, and it's called 4 Pillars. So essentially, you mark the centre point of the map, and 15 inches out to each corner, you place an objective, which are your 4 pillars. At the end of each battle round, not turn, but battle round, you count up how many objectives you have and how many objectives your opponent has. If you hold more than your opponent, you score a single victory point. If you hold all 4, you score 3 victory points. We've still got Slay the Warlord, we've still got Lionbreaker, and we have First Strike. So they are the secondaries. Perfect. That way you know what the mission is, we know what the mission is. It's quite simple. We don't want to make it overly complicated. It's a Monday night and you've got work tomorrow.
100%.
And we know how long it takes for you to play.
At least 4 hours.
So we've kept it quite simple. Brom run the roll off and picked that side over there. So I had to deploy first. I've deployed all my stuff. Basically, I spread it out across the line. The Fire Prisms have range, the Night Spinners have range. I didn't know where he was going. I wanted to make sure I could at least reach out and touch him with the long-range tanks. I've put big blob of bikes here. So we've got Shuriken Catapults, Warlocks and Sierp because objectives. We've got another 3 squad of bikes there. They are the Shuriken Cannons. They have some range. And I've got the Scat Lasers here. They've also got lots of range with the Autarch supporting. And then I've got the 2 Flyers that have come in for some aerial support. And basically what I want to do is spread out across the line and give myself options. I do have a stratagem called Phantasm that I could use at the start of the first battle round, which will allow me to redeploy 3 units. So if he'd have done something completely horribly frightening and scary, and something that I wasn't very happy with, I could have spent 2 of my command points, but I haven't needed to. I'm actually okay with how he's deployed. It's not too bad. Just a point to note, the Autarch does have the Path of Command ability, which means that anything within 6 inches can reroll 1s, and importantly, every time I use a stratagem, I get to roll a d6. On a 6+, I get that command point back. Again, I can only use it once per battle round, much like the Ultramarines. Or I can only gain 1 back per battle round, I should say, much like the Ultramarines. So that's that. Brom's deployment was a little bit different. He sort of deployed more in 1/2 of the back of the table, rather than across the whole back. And we did make some changes before he finished because, you know, I like to help. So we've got the Land Raider there. Inside the Land Raider is 5 scouts and the Smash Captain. The scouts were originally all the way over there, but I did warn him that I have got indirect fire and they probably wouldn't last very long. So we put them in the Land Raider because it makes more sense. And with the additional move and the disembark, you could probably reach that objective. Behind, we've got 5 Intercessors. We've then got a big blob of nasty here. We've got the Redemptor Dread. We need to tell you as well that the Icarus around the top, he doesn't have, because you didn't have the points for it, right?
No.
So it's there because we're not going to snap it off because it's pretty, but he doesn't actually have it. Next to him, we've got the Aggressors, just behind the Ancient. Then you can see the Hellblasters cowering behind the building. We've got G-Man just behind, the Eliminators on the roof, and then the Intercessors there. The reason why the Lieutenant looks like he's out in the open in the middle is because we basically wanted to block off any spot that these Flyers could drop in. So I could fly over that way, land in that gap, pivot 90 degrees because I'm Eldar, and be able to shoot at some characters that I would end up being very close to, including a massive Primarch, which might not be too nice for Brom. So I said, make sure you put something there and fill that gap. Although there's a big gap there, if I pivot that way and fly, my 90 degrees would mean next time I'm off the board, I lose the Flyer. So that isn't a problem for him, and I don't have anything in Deep Strike Reserve. So I think that explains everything. Obviously, I can easily get out and touch 2 objectives quite quickly. Brom's already pretty much touching 1. The other one over there, he can get to. So it's going to be hard for one of us to control more than the other unless someone does some serious damage really early on. And with that, because I finished deploying first, as per the new rules, I get to choose whether I go first or second. This is a tough call. The reason why this is a tough call is because he doesn't have insane amounts of range. So the Crusader's 24 inches on the hull. The Macroplasma has 24, 36? 30, so the Macroplasma can hurt. The Aggressors can hurt. The Eliminators, maybe. I'm not too fussed about Intercessors
very
too
short
much.
Range. Very short range. 30 inches, 30 inches, 30 inches. They're all about 30 inches max, bar that 1 burn.
Now, normally I would always take first turn.
Yeah.
And the reason why I would always take first turn because I would hope to do some serious damage to him before he unloads into me and causes me some problems. However, this is a game where you score points at the end of the battle round. So it almost makes sense for me to go second because then I have the final say before the battle round ends and I get to react.
You do. And you've got a lot of speed.
I have a lot of speed. I definitely have the speed over you. I'm not entirely sure about the firepower. I have a lot of firepower, but you have all this new bolt. We are using bolt discipline, just so you know. We are using bolt discipline. You have got veterans. There's a lot of firepower coming out. You've got full reroll bubbles from G-Man as well. think I'm going to let the Ultramarines have first turn. Because the scoring is done at the end of the battle round. I know you've got that seize dice in your hand, which means you want first turn.
Do I?
Well, why would you pick the seize dice up if you didn't?
Because it's really nice, and I haven't stolen yet.
That is true, yeah. Brom hasn't stolen it before.
No.
Do I give you the opportunity to, or do I nuke you really hard to start with? Interesting. Wait a minute. Okay, we had to think about it. I think Brom really wants to go first. I think he really wants to go first. And I, thinking about it, tactically don't want to go first. I'm aware I'm squishy Eldar. He can't really hurt the flyers too badly, another workhorse. Lots of the skimmers are going to be out of range. The bikes, they are a bit soft and squishy, but they are 2 wings apiece, so he's got to be quite effective. I've got stratagems that I can use to protect myself, like lightning fast reactions. I'm going to give you first turn, Brom. And I'm going to give you first turn, and I'm going to choose not to seize.
Why would you ever do that?
But yeah, essentially, because the points are scored at the end of the battle round, I want to go second, because then I control what happens just before we score the points, and that means I can react to what he does, so there is a tactical reason to it. That means we're going to move into Ultramarines, led by the Primarch for the first time on Warhammer, turn 1. And we're at the end of Ultramarines turn 1 movement phase. And there isn't a psychic phase either, so we will be soon heading into the important shooting phase for the Ultramarines and see if they can start to neuter the Serpent before it comes flying forward. So you've been sort of reserved, I guess?
I have.
Kind of?
I didn't want to push forward too far because you'll just fly the hemlock over my head and then I'll regret it.
Yeah.
And also I don't want to move them because they get extra shots. These guys don't move very far. Hellblasters don't move very far if I want to shoot, so I had to be reserved.
So you don't want to move them because you get extra shots but you're hid behind a wall?
Yeah, but I can shoot.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm all in range, and I didn't move.
The tank's pivoted round.
Tank has pivoted.
And kind of created a bit of a roadblock.
Yep.
Okay, interesting. You happy?
It is interesting.
So we've got some intercessors that have sort of spread out back there and filled a gap because we've got flyers, obviously. The tank's pivoted forward, the aggressors have moved forward, and the Hellblasters have pushed round the block with the Ancient behind. Ancient is important because if they die, they get to fire. Pretty much everything else has stayed where it was.
Pretty much.
You haven't bought a Psyche today because we are the Eldar.
Yeah.
And
you'll just twist his mind.
We are masters of this warp, and therefore there is no point in bringing the Psyches. The G-Man, the master tactician, has left his Psyches at home, and they're going to do this the old-fashioned Marine way with brute force as we move into the Ultramarines shooting phase. So we start in the shooting phase. Intercessors from that unit there fired into the scatter laser jet bikes here and did 0 damage, and now you're spending your first command point of the day.
Yep.
On
rapid fire.
Rapid fire from your intercessors. And you're happy they can all see these bikes?
Yes.
Perfect. So we have many shots, right?
Yes.
36 in total.
That is correct.
So do you want to see if you get that command point back because of your Warlord trait?
I do.
Which you do. Because it's 5+ for Gulliman, right?
It is.
So we have 36 shots coming in. I'm going to spend 2 command points.
Oh no.
On lightning fast reflexes to try and give them some sort of chance at surviving. So you're at -1 to hit.
Yeah.
What that means is you can reroll 1s and 2s, but not 3s, and 3s count as a miss. Now, because of Path of Command, I can roll a dice for each command point spent, and on 6s I get them back. So 2d6. None. I would have got 1 if I was an Ultramarine. No command points back. I'm down to 3 remaining. Let's roll 36 hit rolls, hitting on 4s now and re-rolling 1s and 2s. After re-rolls, we total 25 hits, winning on 4s. And these also get to re-roll because of the Primarch. And after all of that, that's 16 saves at AP -1, so I have 5 ups. And many will fall. Totaling 9 wounds, which means 4.5 scatter laser jet bikes die. If you've seen them on deploymentzone.tv as a squad of 6, you'll see how much damage they can do. That was a really important move for the Ultramarines. Okay, next, the Land Raider from here is going to open up into this squad of 5 Shuriken catapult jet bikes. You've got 2 Hurricane Bolters and a assault cannon in there.
And a multi-melter.
And a multi-melter. Which one do you want to fire first?
We'll go with the assault cannon.
Assault cannon, so 12 shots.
Yeah.
Hitting on 3s. And rerolling 1s because you're still within 12 of G-Man?
I am not, because I reshuffled to get out of range.
Okay, so no rerolls. Okay.
Nope.
Because obviously G-Man's got a 6-inch bubble for rerolling all to hits and to wounds and 12 inches for everything else that's Imperium. These are strength 6 though, so they wound on 3s. You reroll ones for the lieutenant.
Yep, just the one.
So okay, so there's 2 wounds, AP -1, and I have 5 up saves. I fail both, 1 dies. And now we're going to do the Hurricane Bolters. Amazingly, the Hurricane Bolters and the Storm Bolters opened up and didn't do any damage at all. Their armour standing firm, but now we have the Multi-Melter, which is 24-inch range. That hits on a 3. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear.
The anticlimax.
That was the massive anticlimax. So 1 bike falls from this squad of jet bikes over here, and now we're going to move on to the next unit, which will be...
With the Eliminators.
Eliminators.
Going to take out your shiny new Sorcerer Dave
We're going to try to take out my Sorcerer Dave character.
Yes.
What rounds are they using?
We are using the Executioner round.
Okay.
Nice big shiny one at the top.
Yep.
And they are single shot.
Okay.
Hit on 3s.
Yep.
Rerolling for Gulliman.
3 hits. Strength.
4.
So 4's to wound.
Rerolling for Gulliman, thank you.
Which is kind of helpful, right?
Very well.
So 1 wound.
1 wound.
AP?
It is -2, mate.
So I have my 4+ invulnerable save. That I fail.
Okay, D3 damage.
Go for it.
Come on.
So 3 wounds. I'm pretty sure I start on 6, but I'll check in a second. You have done some damage to him, but you didn't kill him.
I didn't kill him, but it still took some damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's go see how many wounds he's actually got. So I wasn't lying. 3 wounds left on the Autarch. His invulnerable save didn't save him. What's next?
Hellblasters.
Hellblasters. Where are they shooting at?
Your Fire Prison.
Fire Prison. Go for it.
So, overcharging.
Of course.
Rerolling for Gulliman.
Good job, that.
Good.
So 1 still misses. 4 hits. This is strength 8 now, so they wound on 3s.
A lot of 1s, isn't there?
So 2 managed to find their mark. Of course, this is an Eldar skimmer. It's fast, it's rapid, it's hard to hit the points that matter. AP -4, so I don't get any saves, and they're 2 damage each, so that's it. That's 4 wounds off of that. It gives him 8 remaining. And we move on to, I think, the only thing left in range, which is the Macroplasma from the Redemptor.
Yeah.
Where would we like to put that one?
We'll check the Storm Bolters to see if you've pulled enough away from the front, but the big gun is going.
But you haven't moved your Redemptor.
I haven't.
Storm Bolters are 24-inch range.
Yes.
From deployment zone to deployment zone is 24 inches.
Then it won't be in range.
It won't be in range, Brom. It won't be in range.
It won't be in range.
So the Macroplasma.
We moved in the Macroplasma.
Into?
Your Fire Prison.
Into the Fire Prison, perfect. 8 wounds left, that's all it's got to get through. How many shots are you going to get with the Macroplasma?
Yeah, that, exactly.
So D6 shots for 3 shots, hitting, stay still, hitting on 3s. With rerolls. Target acquired twice. This is strength.
It's not overcharged because I didn't claim it.
Okay.
Because otherwise that's just normal.
Strength.
7.
No, it's 8, isn't it, base?
8. It is base. 8, 9 for being more. It's
So
almost like you know the rules.
So wounding on 3s. Oh god. They all wound. AP -4. So it's 1 damage each. I lose 3 more wounds. That takes me from 8 down to 5. And importantly, puts me on my lower profile for that Night Spinner. But it's also the end of the Ultramarine shooting phase, right?
It is.
Are you happy with how that went?
It could have been better.
It wasn't too bad.
It would have been
I have a
great.
leadership check here now. So their leadership is normally 7. So I lost 4. I need a 3 or below. That's a 5. So they're running. I've lost both of those bikes as well.
Ooh.
So that's first strike.
Woo.
So you get first strike.
Now it's really got better.
I lost 1 over there. I can't fail that because their leadership's also 7. So a 6 would mean I pass. So that's a passed leadership check. And we've lost 3 wounds on the Autarch. So it's not too bad. You have killed a squad of 6 Scath Laser jet bikes. And they're a very good unit.
They're very
good unit.
They're probably your best unit.
No. But that's the end of Ultramarines turn 1. Importantly, one of your biggest mistakes is that you only hold 1 objective.
I do. It gives you the opportunity / guarantees you a point. But
it does give
I
you
would
a
never
point.
have made
You've
it.
got first strike as well.
Yeah.
So you've got a victory point anyway. That's not too bad.
If I put scouts on the board over here, there's your first strike. Easy.
Oh, yeah.
And I wouldn't be holding it at the end. So
Interesting. Let's see what happens as we move into Craftworld Saim Hann, turn 1. It's the end of turn 1 movement phase for the Eldar for the Craftworld, and it's had to be a bit of a tactical game already. We've lost a big chunk of firepower here. That is many shots there, Rom. That's 36 strength 6 shots there that have gone. and it's also a very mobile unit. So we could have pushed up and held this objective, and all we're doing then is we're pushing ourselves closer to this mass of Ultramarines, and we didn't really want to do that. So what we've done to be able to secure more objectives than him, something a little bit different and maybe a little bit silly, but we'll see if the shooting phase works the way we want it to. We've pushed the Seer and his Warlock Conclave up onto that objective, and we've pushed an advanced, because they get a mighty auto 6-inch advanced jet bikes, those jet bikes there up onto that objective. So we now hold 2. At the end of the battle round, we will score a victory point. This is why I chose to go second.
Yeah.
We've pushed the Shuriken cannons round here. They could draw a bead to the intercessors over the back there with their 36-inch range Shuriken cannons. And that's because I lied to you. They're actually 24-inch range.
They're not in range?
No, they're not in range. I thought I'd tell you that one. The Fire Prism, this shimmied left. Seems daft, but it meant I could draw a bead to the Land Raider. And that's important because I may decide to link fire into the Land Raider. Now, if I do that, he hits at full ballistic skill because that's the nearest, if I decide that's a threat. With Bolt of Discipline, etc., the Land Raider and the amount of firepower it can kick out is actually quite a concerning thing. So I think we do need to take that down because weight of fire is more it scares me more, weight of fire in 8th edition than actually high strength firepower does. So I think we're probably going to spend a command point for link fire in a minute and fire at the Land Raider. He now created a nice big gap behind for me. So we've flown a Crimson Hunter over, and there is the potential that I could unload absolute fiery death into the back of G-Man. But I've got something else in mind. The Hemlock's also pushed up its minimum distance and banked right as well, both pilots working in unison. The thing is, what's the point in killing Gullyman when instead what you can do is just kill the stuff he buffs? Makes more sense. Over here, the 3 wounded Autark is thrown in behind this tank because I give a reroll to 1 to hit buff or a thing, and that way I get some rerolls on him should I need to. And the Seer over here is obviously in range for guide on this one, so we get some rerolls, which is important. And I think that covers everything.
Basically hid him.
Hidden?
You hid him.
I hid him. I did hide him. Yeah. Well, you took 3 wounds off him, and on the off chance I don't get to kill the Eliminators, which I probably will, on the off chance I don't get to kill the Eliminators, it's important that I made sure he was safe. Anyway, so we're going to start off in the Psychic phase. I'm going to start over here with the Hemlock, and he's going to cast Jinx onto the Eliminators, which is -1 to saving throws. I need a 7. That's a 6. I'm not command playing it. Over here, the Farseer, he's going to guide this prism, I think. Yeah, let's guide the prism. 7. That one's off, so this one needs to be a 6.
No,
I can't see.
Sorry, mate.
So Ruse of the Farseer, I'll use that to reroll that one. It's gone, dice is gone.
It's a 5, you get it.
It's a 5, so I get that on 9. So we have guide on that Night Spinner. Then what we're going to do is doom the Land Raider, which we get on a 9. The Land Raider's doomed. It means I can reroll all failed to wounds. Not so important, but I wanted to cast another power, because why not? These Warlocks. What are we going to do with the Warlocks? I think we may cast Conceal on these bikes here, which I need a 6 for. Cock. So that was a 2. And a 3, so we failed that one. And protect. What do we protect? What do we protect? We'll protect the same squad of bikes. Nope, we'll protect ourselves.
Selfish.
And another fail. So a horrific Psychic phase from the Eldar. Struggling to control the warp on this Imperial planet. It doesn't seem to matter that they didn't bring Psychers. Let's hope it's better later on in game as they get their heads together. That's what I'm trying to say. I can't do it myself. I can't get my own head together. I can't get my head together. How are they going to get their heads together? But it's okay, we didn't need those. I was just casting for the sake of casting because we're not quite in range yet as we move into the Eldar Psychic phase. So we opened up with the Shuriken Catapults over here into the Land Raider, and even with Doom, we only caused a single wound, but he did fail his save. So you've lost a wound on that already, which is cool. And now we're going to try and take out some of the heavy hitters. So first of all, I think I want to drop Aggressors because they have Flamers. What are they, 2d6 Flamers each?
Yeah.
Are they that much of a problem? Probably not. Rerolls to wound.
Yeah, if they don't move, fire twice.
Okay, so we're going to nuke the Flamers with the Hemlock. 2d3 auto hits. For a total of 4 auto hits. These are strength 12, so they wound on 2s. So that's 4 wounds at AP -4.
I don't get a save.
And 2 damage each.
So I might be removing them.
That, I think, is first strike.
It is first strike, mate.
Okay, so because the Ancient is within range, Brom gets to roll 3 dice, and on 4 pluses, they get to activate, essentially. One of them will get to flame. So 2d6 shots up into the hemlock, hemlock, I assume. So 7 shots. I don't know how many you got there now. I've thrown too many dice at you. Oh, you didn't want the extra one. Auto hitting, strength 4, so it wounds on 5s. With rerolls. Not a bad rack of wounds there. I assume these are normal AP nothing.
Yeah.
So we have a 3-up save for being a hemlock, followed by a 6-up spirit stone save. We do lose a single wound to aggressors. The hemlock's down to 11, but more importantly, the aggressors have died and the Eldar have themselves first strike. That was key to remove the threat to my flyers. Now, the first wave serpent. This wave serpent here, we're going to drop shells on, I want to say Hellblasters.
But the Night Spinner.
Night Spinner, that's what I meant. What did I say? Wave serpent.
Yeah, you've got not.
I've done nothing but film for 2 days. I'm so tired. The first Night Spinner, I think we're going to drop it on Hellblasters because they're quite frightening as well.
Typically you do.
But I also like the idea of killing your new Eliminators since they were horrible themselves. Interesting. Eliminators, 2d6 shots. Leave your Hellblasters alone for a change. For 3 shots, I'm going to command point that one. There we go, 7 shots. Do I get a command point back on a 6+? I do not. We have 2 command points left. These hit on 3s and reroll 1s. We hit with everything. They're strength 7, so we wound on 3s, and 6s are AP -4. So we wound twice with normal AP, and we didn't get jinx, so you have 2-up saves. They both survive, and 6 is AP -4, 5-up save. You fail, 2 damage, 1 dies.
Oh, that's a hard choice. This is pressure. Okay, we'll just get rid of that one.
In the meantime, we're going to do the same with the other Night Spinner. 2d6 shots for a total of 6 shots, hitting on 3s with full rerolls for guide, which we needed this time. So all but 1 hits, 5 hits. Again, wounding on 3s. 6 is at AP -4, so 2 normal wounds and 1 at AP -4. So 2 1-up, the 2-ups even. And you pass both, and 1 5-up. You passed that one as well. Oh dear. They are proving hard to remove. Interesting. Interesting. What do we do now? Now you're making me think. I don't like thinking. Thinking's bad for you.
Lots of shots, that's what you got. You got this here to do some stuff, and you got your linked fire.
Okay, so we're going to link fire. And we're going to select this fire prism to be the one that links fire, and it's going to shoot at the Land Raider, which means this one fires through this one and into the Land Raider, okay? So, we're going to fire the focus mode. So it cost me a command point. Do I get it back? Nope. So I'm almost down to 0 command points. I've got 1 left. We're going to do the focus mode, which means it's D3 shots. And because I move less than half distance, I get 2 D3 shots for a total of 3 shots. The Eldar engines, the Eldar weapons, they are not charged yet this game. We hit on 4s because we're reduced. We re-roll for linked fire. Oh dear. Geez. Oh dear, the prism cannons are not charged. Strength 9, we wound on 3s. And we re-roll for linked fire. That wounds, it's AP -4, so you have a 6+ save. You can't use that roll. You can't use that roll.
Don't need it.
You can use that roll. Oh no. Okay. This is horrifically bad. So the Crimson Hunter is now going to fire at the Land Raider. Bright Lances hitting on 2s. -1 because I move with a heavy weapon and I can't reroll 2s, I can only reroll 1. So the Bright Lance hits. Strength 8 means I wound on 4s. I get to reroll because it's doomed. That wounds. It's AP -4. You have another 6-up save. Or suffer D6 damage. The Bright Lances are charged. That's 5 damage so far as we fire the Pulse Laser, hitting on 2s. -1 for firing with heavy weapons, but they both hit on 5. Strength 8 means I win on 4s. I fail once, but it is doomed. So that's 2 wounds at AP -3, so they're 5-up saves. And they're flat 3 damage each. So 3 more gone.
Down to 7 wounds left.
And all that's left is the last Fire Prism, who's firing its focused mode, 2 D3 shots, for a total of 3, hitting on 3s, with rerolls for linked fire. Hits all 3 times. Strength 9, wounding on 3s, with rerolls for linked fire. I can't see. I can't
It's
see.
a 3.
It's 3. That's 3. Are you sure?
Yeah.
They looked a bit cocked to
No,
me.
it was definitely on.
Sure?
Yeah.
AP -4. 6 up saves. Save 1, failed 2. How many wounds left?
7.
D3 damage each. You won't die. For a total of 7 wounds. 5 wounds puts you on 2 remaining. So we almost eliminated the Land Raider, but we didn't quite, which is quite dangerous actually. I think that is everything that can fire. Everything. And all we've done is kill 1 Eliminator, 3 Aggressors, and whittled down a Land Raider. That was horrifically bad from the Saim Hann. Their weapons aren't charged. Their targeting systems haven't yet locked on. Maybe it's because this is the first time they've seen a Primarch walk these battlefields. Anyway, we are at the end of the battle round. I do, however, hold 2 objectives. So with my first strike and holding 2 objectives, at the end of battle round 1, it's currently 2 victory points to the Eldar, 1 to the Ultramarines as we move into Ultramarines turn 2. We're at the end of turn 2, movement phase for the Ultramarines, and the Gullyman has screamed his orders across the Vox, and they have pushed on to start taking the fight to the Eldar. So the tank pivoted and crawled slowly forward because it's got like a 3-inch move now.
3 inches, yeah.
So he's crawled slowly forward, the grinding advance of the Land Raider, bringing its guns to bear. The crew inside shaken. The scouts have popped out onto that objective. Their objective secured. They now hold that. And those intercessors have also pushed around. They can draw B to these bikes. I'm sure the goal probably is to remove those bikes from the battlefield because that stops me from contesting that objective. It puts them in a firm position on 2. Over here, you'll see the Hellblasters have pushed forward again, and so has the Redemptor. Although it suffers a negative to hit, it's worth pushing it forward to get other weapons, i.e. Stormbolters and Gatling cannons, into range over here. I think for the target will be the Warlock Conclave. The intercessors have stayed still, carrying behind that wall. And the Primarch and his banner bearer have pushed forward themselves. And that's about that for movement, I think, so far. Oh, importantly, we should also say the Smash Captains come out of the Land Raider and leapt forward to there, eyeing up an 8-inch charge on the Shuriken Cannon bikes. Now, that's that for movement. If Brom is successful in what he's trying to do, I will be really, really, really punished this turn. And it means that my failure to charge the weapons properly and open up with a strong volley in my first turn can really affect how this game turns. It could end up putting him in a strong position on 2 objectives and me scrabbling to keep up with points using, trying to hold mine over here. Basically, I don't want to be putting stuff on that objective because that lot's there. And there's a lot more of it left after my first turn than I expected. So if he can control this one over here, it backs me into a corner, puts me in a really, really weak position. And the Farseer is going to have to look into the future, pull at the strands of fate and try and work out what course of action is required to pull this battlefield back, to pull the tide back and,
I'm getting excited, sorry.
I was wondering what you were doing.
Come on.
You jump in, you do the jump.
Maybe.
Okay. So basically the Seer is going to have to look into the future, pull at the strands of fate and see how we can affect this battle grid and put it back in the Eldar's favour. There is no psychic phase. Gullyman left the psychics at home. We've told you that already. Yeah. So we're going to move straight into the Ultramarines shooting phase. So first we've got Bolter Scouts opening up into jet bikes. Go for it.
Yeah.
They're Bolter Scouts, right?
Yeah.
So the rapid fire?
Yes.
I'll roll another 5.
Good man. So only 3 misses from the Scouts. 7 of them finding their mark. They're forced to wound. And he has wounded a total of 5 times. Bolters at this range, exploding across the jet bike's cowlings. And only 1 wound taken so far. So 1 is down to a single wound remaining. Next, the Intercessors will try and finish the job the Scouts started as they rapid fire with their not auto bolt rifles, just bolt rifles, right?
Bolt rifles.
Again, hitting on 3s. So only 2 misses. Okay. These more battle hardened than the Scouts, clearly wounding on 4s. Yeah, but only 3 wounds so far. Only 3 wounds after rerolls. But these are 5+ saves. And I passed 2. I think that's probably cocked Brom. I don't think I can count that one.
No.
So reroll. I pass it though. I do pass it. So we pass all 3 saves from the Intercessors. I thought they were dead. I thought that was that. I guess now it's the Land Raiders' turn.
Now we're going to have the pistol because Pistols first.
Of course, pistols first. I've got a single wound model. Yes, he hits. Does he win on a 4+? He fails to wound on a 2 only. Will the Land Raider now open up into those 4 jet bikes?
It will.
With everything?
Maybe. Yeah. No, we're going to do the Hurricane Bolters into that. He is hitting worse, isn't he?
He's hitting on 5s now.
So yes, we're going to do everything.
So the Land Raider is going to open up with everything it has into those 4 jet bikes.
Yes.
Hurricane Bolters, Storm Bolters, bolt shells ripping through the air, and they've caused 6 wounds on the bikes, 4 up saves. I fail 3, so I lose 2 bikes now. We did the assault cannons, they managed to do 0 damage. We have a multi-melter left, hitting on 5s. It fails to hit, 2 bikes die, 2 survive. So Gatling Fire and Stormbolter Fire came ripping through the air from the Redemptor and managed to kill one of the Warlocks from the Conclave. And now the Macroplasma is going to fire into the Fire Prism. How many shots would you like to overcharge?
None.
You sure you don't want to overcharge?
No, I know I get to re-roll, but it's 1s and 2s.
Yeah, but don't you only suffer a mortal wound?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
don't get slain. All right, let's overcharge it.
Yeah,
because I've got loads of wounds at the moment.
D6 shots for 1 shot. Would you like to command point?
Yes.
2 shots. See if you get your command point back with Gulliman.
Here comes the 5.
You don't. So 2 shots hitting on 4s now because you moved. That 2's a miss, but you get to reroll because Gulliman. There you go. See, you didn't hit with that 3, but you didn't suffer mortal wound. Strength lots, winning on 3s. With rerolls. You look so confused. AP -4, flat 2 damage, puts me on 3 wounds remaining. That's why it's important to overcharge, especially with that low number of shots. Yep. We've got Hellblasters, Eliminators, and Intercessors left. What's next? The Hellblasters could have finished the job down here and stopped my opportunities to link fire again.
Yeah, that might be a little tasty. So we will do that. Because the original target was the Warlocks. Yeah. But I could kill them.
I would also genuinely be tempted to overcharge.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah?
I can for free. It's only 1s.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's fun. I'm overcharging.
You're good.
Yeah.
5 shots from the Hellblasters into the Fire Prism in on 3.
You're getting convincing like Winters.
That's why I've started the new command point. Because that's what he does. Reroll the 2.
No!
1's dead. And then, but that's fine because you're going to kill the tank. Because 3s...
And I get the fire again.
If 2 of these get through... so 2 get through. I mean, you don't need to. I have no save. I can't stop it. Does it blow up? No. Fire Prism has been removed.
Does the dead one get back up?
Get back up? He doesn't get back up, but he gets to shoot as he dies.
Does.
What's he going to shoot at?
Warlock.
Okay.
Overcharged. Hits.
Yep. Wounds?
Wounds.
4 up invulnerable save. Fail, 2 damage, 1 Warlock's down to 1 wound remaining. And the Fire Prism's been removed from play. So the units left are Eliminators and Intercessors. Eliminators are going to shoot at the Warlocks over here. They're just in range to reach out and touch. Hitting on 3s. That will count as cocked rather than a reroll. There you go, 2 hits.
There you go.
Wounding on 4s. Failed, but they get rerolls because G-Man has an amazing force multiplier. And then we have 2 4+ saves. Pass 1, fail 1. That fail 1 will kill the guys on a single wound.
Yep.
Warlock down. We have a Warlock down. So 2 Warlocks have died. Now we've got Intercessors.
I'm going to fire this Ancient because
he
doesn't normally fire. He's just got a banner.
All right.
He's going to raise his bolt rifle over here as well.
He's going to wave his stick at them.
Yes.
Go on, wave your stick. Wave it harder.
He doesn't wave it harder.
That's what happens when you try and shoot one-handed when you're holding a flag.
Yes.
So that's what happens. Now Intercessors. You're going to spend another command point.
I am. Am I going to get it back?
Yeah, let's show that.
You
don't, which means they get 36 bolt rifle shots into Hemlock. And with the Gullyman buff nearby, they managed a total of 26 hits, and that converted to 12 wounds at AP -1 for 4 up saves. Followed by 6 up Spirit Stone saves, of which we have 6 here. Which we passed none of them, which puts me on 5 wounds remaining on the Hemlock. That was important. 5 wounds remaining. Okay.
Gulliman's hand up into the same place.
His what?
His hand of dominion.
So he's going to try and fist a plane.
He's going to try and fist the plane.
Go for it.
So 3s, can't re-roll the 2 because he normally hits on 2s.
Yep. 5s?
High strength, so yeah, it's still 5s.
Strength 5, isn't it, I think?
I think it's 6. Your toughness 6?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 3s.
4s.
4s. And reroll that.
Brom's just making up as he goes along here.
I basically do.
AP minus?
-1.
So 4s. We passed 2 of them. How many damage?
Flat 2.
So 4 6-ups. I passed 2 of them. I take 2 wounds. I'm left with 3 remaining. 3 wounds remaining on the Hemlock. That was important. I needed him to stay alive. Hemlock's an auto-hitting flyer, so I don't care about being reduced.
It does not.
That was awesome.
That was insane.
There was some excellent efficiency from the Ultramarines in the shooting phase, and they're not done yet. They fight in every phase, well, apart from psychic phase this time. I assume it's time for the Smash Captain.
Smash Captain charge.
That it?
I would like to, yes.
Okay, so the Smash Captains are going to charge the 3 Shuriken Cannon bikes. On the off chance something amazing happens, we hit once, we wound.
3-up save.
You survive. Does he make the charge though, Brom?
He does not.
He doesn't, he fails. You're contemplating command point. You need a 5 on that dice to make an 18 charge. Is it worth the command point?
100%. Got to be worth it. Come on! I can't see.
Cocked.
Reroll. It's not worth it.
Do you get it back though?
No!
Don't get it back.
It was a waste.
Don't get it back.
Complete waste.
Oh no! Oh, no. Okay, so the Smash Captain fails, but to be fair, I think he's quite safe there with a Thunder Hammer and a Storm Shield. I've got the speed to avoid you, but you've got jump packs. You've also got some decent speed to keep up with me. I fear he's probably still going to cause me some serious problems in that side of the battleground. I wouldn't worry about it too much. End of the Ultramarines' turn, they have established themselves on 2 positions. They're locked in on 2 objectives here, which is key. And at the moment, I'm only on 1, unless I decide to show my face with the Autarch and drop on this one to match him. So I either have to remove you for an objective or match you on an objective. This is going to be interesting. Are you happy with how that turn went?
Yeah.
I would be. That was really effective. That was super effective.
Super.
Let's move into Craftworld Eldar. So we should. So this, it's trying to be a serious narrative battle report on this channel. But when you come, we just dick around for the whole time.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. I'm happy with it. As we move into Craftworld Eldar, turn 2. So we're at the end of the movement phase, turn 2 for the Saim Han. They've had to continue this right flank push. Wind Riders screaming through all these chasms, through all these rocky outcrops, to try and take the fight to the Ultramarines and hopefully collapse their left flank so we can establish control of these 2 objectives here. So what we've done is we've moved the Shuriken Cannons up, we've moved the jet bikes up, so if we manage to kill the scouts, I will hold that objective. You can see what's happened with the Crimson Hunter there. He is nearer to the Smash Captain now. That's important. He needs to die or he is going to cause me some serious problems on this flank. That probably should also die at some point, we're hoping. It still has a bucket load of firepower, even though it's reduced, and it's only got 2 wounds left. So I am hoping we can take the final 2 wounds off of that. The Hemlock has a smaller move, but luck is a nice big gap in behind there for me. So they would have pushed into that corner, and we need to try and take down those intercessors. Essentially, my goal this round is to drop scouts, intercessors, and what's it called? Land Raider. That's what I want to do.
The whole left flank and the captain.
Yeah, that's what's important to me at the moment. So. We're going to move into the psychic phase. We're going to start with the Hemlock, and the Hemlock is going to cast Smite on the intercessors. So we need a warp charge value of 5, which we get on 7. D3 mortal wounds on those intercessors. For 2, one's dead. That's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. And then we're going to come over here with the Warlocks and the Seer. We're going to spend our final command point for Seer Council. On a 6+, I get it back because Path of Command. That's off the table because I'm good at that. We don't. We're out of command points. Seer Council gives me +1 to cast. The Fast Seer is going to cast Guide, I think, on this Doomweaver. Night Spinner. 7, now I need 6. That's an 11. I could have done with that with my Smite roll. That's an 11. So he is now he's now guided, and the Smash Captain is closer to him than the Land Raider. So we're now going to smite the Smash Captain. I want that again, please. That is 10. +1 for Seer Council makes it 11. That's D6 mortal wounds. And I've got no command points left for a reroll. Only 2! 2 mortal wounds. The Smash Captain survives with 3 wounds remaining. The Warlocks will now try and jinx him. And that's a success. because even if I re-roll that, I get 1, which becomes 7, and Jinx is successful. So we do have a successful Jinx. He's -1 to saving throws. That includes invulnerables. That changes what might happen next as we move into the Eldar shooting phase. So we start here, the Seer, Morai. He can see the Smash Captain, he's in range, so is one of his Warlock Bodyguard. We'll start with the Warlock Bodyguard first, hitting on 3s. Hits 3 times with the Shuriken weaponry, and he's wound on 4s. 2 wounds, AP nothing, so 2 3-up saves. He passes both, the Marine Armour stands firm. Morai, he hits on 2s. He hits twice. He's just been using mind bullets, so he's a bit tired. But you said yourself, they've just turned up, right? Psychic Presence is right here. 4s to wound. Boxcars, they're AP -3, which becomes AP -4, so you've got 2 4-up invulnerables. You fail 1, you pass 1. He's got 2 wounds left. You're going to make me really work for this, aren't you?
I hope so.
Right, now we're going to move on to the 2 Shuriken Catapult jet bikes right there, and they're going to shoot at the scouts and try and clear them away. We hit on 3s, we didn't advance. We hit with all but 1, that's 7 hits. We wound on 4s. 6s at AP -3, you don't get a save, because they're 4-up saves, right, scouts normally?
Yeah.
So it's 3 4-up armour saves. 1 fails, that's another dead scout. 2 scouts die so far. Next, we're going to move into the Shuriken Cannons, and they're also going to open up on scouts. 9 shots, hitting on 3s. 5 finding their mark, strength 6, so we wound you on 3s. 6s at AP -3, so you don't get a save, and there's 3 other normal scout armour saves. I love Eldar trickery. Only 3 of those, don't roll all 4. Don't roll all 4. Another scout falls, there's 1 left. You horrible man. Horrible man. They are objective secured, but I do now outnumber that scout.
But I'm objective secure.
I know. I'm aware. I'm just sad because I need to now divert some other sort of firepower to kill a scout, which I didn't want to do.
Definitely a night spinner.
So the scouts, there's 4 dead. There's 1 remaining with vets, not vets of the long war, with the +1 leadership for being Ultramarines, and they shall know no fear. It's unlikely he's going to fail a morale check. It's possible, but it's unlikely. I need to guarantee to score the point, because if I don't remove him, Brom scores the point instead of me. So we're going to come over here to this Wave Serpent, not Wave Serpent, Night Spinner, and we're going to see if he is in range. And orders from Morai mean that this Night Spinner is going to rain Doom Weaver Fire, Monofilament down onto Scout. Singular Scout. 2d6 shots for 5 shots.
Ouch.
Hitting on 3s. We hit 4 times, strength 7, so we wound on 3s. We wound twice. AP nothing. 4-up scout saves.
Oh!
The scout survives. The scout survives again. Okay, next Doomweaver. We're going to have to do the same thing. We need to kill him for the point. 2d6 shots. For 6 shots. The Night Spinner's still not warmed up. Hitting on 3s. With full rerolls for guide. That is 6 hits from that Night Spinner. Wounding on 3s. 6 is twice, he's dead. That AP -4. The scout is removed. We score that point, but at what cost? At what cost? Next, the Fire Prism is going to fire its focus mode into Land Raider. 2d3 shots. The Fire Prism is still not warmed up. 3 shots, hitting on 3s. It hits twice. It's strength 9, it wounds on 3s. It wounds twice, it's AP -4. You have 6-up saves. You fail both, it only had 2 wounds left. Does it explode?
With my luck.
No, the Land Raider is removed. We have the fighters left. So, the Hemlock is going to target the intercessors in the backfield. 2d3 auto hits. For a total of 6 auto hits. At strength 12, we wound on 2s. We wound all 6 times at AP -4 and 2 damage. The intercessors have been annihilated. And we move on to the Crimson Hunter. Yes, I'm going to fire everything into the Smash Captain. So 2 Bright Lances hitting on 3s. And we get to reroll 1s.
That's
so we're an X-Arc. We hit you once. Bright Lances strength 8. We wound you on 2s. We wound. It's AP -4. You have a 4+ invulnerable save against the Bright Lance.
Chinned
And then
it.
we have the pulse laser hitting on 3s. Uh-oh. Smash Captain
my
will
life.
survive. Just absolute heroism. I almost couldn't speak then. Heroism from the Smash Captain there, as he survives on 2 wounds remaining, and he's going to cause me a real problem in the next phase. Importantly for Brom as well, his heavy hitters over here, the Intercessors and the Hellblasters, they're untouched, because I had to divert all my firepower to removing that scout. Unbelievable scenes here on this battle grid. Ultramarine bravery as he stands firm with a hail of shuriken fire flying past his head. Importantly, it's the end of the battle round. And at the end of the battle round, we do get the victory point for holding 2, whilst you hold 1. So we do get another victory point, putting us on 3 victory points to your 1. So we are pulling into the lead slowly, but at what cost? As we've already mentioned, your heavy hitters are still alive. The Smash Captain survived. Horrific, the Smash Captain survived. Let's see what happens as we move into Ultramarines, turn 3. It's the end of the Ultramarines movement phase. Yet again, Guilliman has barked orders across the Vox because their flank is collapsing, so he is moving to reinforce it. The Smash Captain, the Captain, I'm not going to call him the Smash Captain, the Captain, he needs a name now, Brom. Just for surviving that, he needs a name. So YouTube comments name below. That you know what I'm trying to say. Yep. Let's get him a name. He's a hero already with the Shield Eternal. He survived. He's going to look to take on the bikes and try and remove the Eldar's capability of securing objectives here on the battlefield. The Lieutenant, he's also stepped forward. He's stepping up to the plate. It's impressive, actually, for a change to watch Ultramarine characters actually throw themselves at the enemy rather than just stand there giving out buffs. This is the stuff of heroes and legends. He stepped forward to take on those 2 jet bikes. The Redemptor, he's pushed around the rock this side. The Hellblasters are pushed on the other side. Gulliman in support because the biggest Marine on the table with the biggest sword, he just stands around giving buffs. These 2 are the real heroes. The Intercessors have climbed over the wall and pushed through that compound, and the Eliminators have stayed where they are using binoculars even though they've got scopes. That's the end of the Ultramarines movement phase. And we're going to move straight into the shooting phase. And you know where you're going to start?
Yeah, a pistol.
Pistols first. It's like a winter's top tip.
It is almost like a winter's top tip.
That can be found on deployments.tv.
Damn straight.
Yeah. Pistols into jet bikes. Does he hit?
Yes,
he hits. Does he wound? Yes, he wounds. I'm going to use that dice because it likes rolling 6s.
It does!
So there is no damage on those. You can't write that.
No.
There's no damage on those bikes. Redemptor.
Yep, into the jet bikes.
Everything?
The macroplasma into this.
Into the night spinner.
Night spinner.
Perfect, okay.
And we will overcharge that.
You're going to overcharge that, yeah?
Yeah.
Good.
So we're going to do the...
Onslaught Gatling Cannon.
3s.
Is it the Onslaught Gatling Cannon? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's the Onslaught. It's not the heavy. So 1s because we're in 12 inches doesn't help.
Okay, perfect. So that's 4 hits so far. Strength?
6.
So force to wound. 3 wounds.
Don't re-roll.
AP -1.
Yep.
4 up saves. I passed 2, I fail 1. He takes a single wound. The Crimson Hunter X-Hawk's down to 11 remaining. And now we have these 2...
Into this.
Oh, it's spikes, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I apologise. So I take a single wound on the jet bikes. I thought you pointed at the Crimson Hunter.
No.
That's my mistake. So now we have the 2 Stormbolters. Are you not in rapid fire range? Do you not want to grab yourself 4 more dice? 8 shots here on 3s. 7 hits so far.
Yep.
And we wound on 4s. This could be the end of the bikes. So that's 4 wounds on the jet bikes. They're AP nothing. So I have 4 up saves. I failed 2. 1 bike survives on a single wound remaining. Is there any more firepower from him into the bikes?
Nope.
But we've got the macroplasma. You're overcharging it into the night spinner. D6 shots for 4 shots. Hitting on 4s because you moved.
I did. Rerolling the 1.
Wow, rerolling the 1 because Goleman's within 12 inches, which is another miss. That's 3 2s. The plasma is struggling to find its mark whilst the Dreadnought's on the march, and it fails to wound.
Ew.
Wow.
Apparently marching a little too fast.
Perhaps they have overheated a little too much as he continues to try and overcharge that plasma weaponry. However, there's still more plasma weaponry, Hellblasters.
We're going to start with the Ancient. We're going to do the Ancient into the last bike.
With a single wound remaining, surely he can take him down. He misses, but he's got G-Man by his side. He hits. He wounds on 4s. He fails to wound, but the Primarch bellows at him once more.
Get it done!
And this time he finds his mark. 5 up save.
Yes.
We fail. The bike falls. The Ultramarines will hold that objective. These 4 Hellblasters will overcharge into this Night Spinner, hitting on 3s. All 4 hit. They have their Primarch in their ear, wounding on 3s. 3 of them wound. AP minus 4 of them wound. Of course, the reroll. AP minus 2. Nothing I can do about it. 2 damage each. I do, however, have therefore 8 6-up Spirit Stone saves. Going to pay for Spirit Stones. Saving on 6s. We save 2. We take 6 wounds. It puts us on 6 wounds remaining. Perfect. Okay. We have Intercessors and Eliminators left.
Yep. So we're going to do the Intercessors into
the Hemlock.
Hemlock.
And that's only 18 shots this time.
It is. I've moved and I am spending the command point to rapid fire.
Okay.
Do I get it back?
You do. So that's a free command point, 18 shots. I'm going to show this because he's on 3 wounds left and they could tear down a Hemlock. Minus 1 to hit, so you're hitting on 4s.
Re-rolling
1s and 2s because you kept the Primarch just within 6. I'm trying to stop calling them G-Man because it's not very narrative. I don't like it.
Rebute.
But that's an epic amount of hits from the Intercessors. They are veterans of the Crusade. And a couple more added to the pile.
Yep.
So you failed to hit 5 times. So 13 hits so far, winning on 5s. There's already enough. There is already enough there as they've already found their mark 7 times and a reroll for the Primarch. Wow. 11 wounds. 11 4-up saves. He's only got 3 remaining. Can he survive this hail of bolt fire? He fails many. So he's failed a total of 4 so far. I've only got 3s left, but I do have 6-up Spirit Stone saves. I saved 2! He's got a wound remaining! Single wound remaining on the Hemlock. Damn. That is incredible. The pilot, what's his favourite phase? He dodges left, he dodges right. He comes screaming through the air.
Ooh, we're taking out an Eliminator.
You have got 2 Eliminators to fire as well.
I have. I'm going to fire the Primarch up at him.
Okay.
So...
This is at who? At the Hemlock?
Yeah.
Perfect, go for it.
3 shots. Because we're not anywhere near enough.
Can't roll the 2. 2 hits.
6 and 7, so...
And a reroll.
Nope.
So 1 wound. AP minus 1.
Need.
4-up save. Saves. Hemlock survives. Single wound remaining. He's going to continue to torment you for another day. And we move into...
so we've just got the Crack Grenade.
And the 2 Eliminators. Don't forget
the 2 Eliminators.
Where would you like to start? Eliminators or Crack Grenade from Captain?
Crack Grenade from Captain. Out of his mouth because he's holding a hammer and a shield. It hits!
It does hit! You spat it at him. Wounds on a 3. It wounds. AP minus 1. 5-up save. We fail the save. D3 damage. You kill a bike with a Crack Grenade. 2 Eliminators. What are we firing?
Oh, I think we got to shoot a different round. We're going to shoot a mortis round.
Okay.
So I don't need line of sight.
Into
your... I kind of think we should whittle down the warlocks a bit more.
Okay.
So they're only single shot.
Okay.
But you get +2 to hit. I moved 1, so it's -1, it's +1.
So you get hit on 2s. They're not in range to reroll.
12 inches.
Reroll 1s.
We can reroll the 1.
And it doesn't matter anyway.
There's another 1! That Eliminator shouldn't have moved. He picked his sniper rifle up from its tripod, bipod.
Yeah.
He's moved across the roof and he hasn't yet set it up again as he pulls the trigger.
And he's put some binoculars to his
Yeah.
face. If he was looking down the sight, he would have hit.
But anyway, wounds on 4s. It wounds.
It does wound. A -1.
It doesn't matter. 4 up double save.
Yep.
We save. That is safe. Shooting phase complete for the Ultramarines. It's been pretty effective. It has been pretty effective. That's now on a reduced profile. That's down to 6 wounds left. That tank is smoking and struggling with its grav engines to hold itself in the air. We have removed the threat from that objective, and you now hold that with that lieutenant, so I have to remove him if I've got any chance of scoring another point. But importantly, we're into the charge phase. Now, one of these has been killed with a crack grenade. Yep. So you're now going to charge in, and we're going to overwatch you, because you've got 2 wounds left, and this could be hilarious.
This could be.
6s. We don't hit you at all. You cannot fail your charge.
Oh, he's well in.
Well, I knew that anyway. You're like 1.5 inches away. So the Smash Captain is in. Let's go straight into the fight phase, because I'm getting excited now. We're on a roll here. Okay. Fight phase. How many attacks? 4 attacks. 4 attacks. Hitting on 3s, because it's -1 for being a hammer. We're all in 1s.
Ooh. Where'd it go? It's a 1.
It's another 1. 3 hits. That's surely enough. With a strength 8 Thunderhammer, you're winning on 2. You wound 3 times. It's AP -3. Flat 3 damage. I don't have a save. Both bikes have been destroyed. And at the end of that, the captain retreats back towards the objective after destroying the threat that were those jet bikes. That has really stung the Craftworld. Now, they have started to collapse the flank that we were strengthening. So now it's basically down to the Farseer and his
bodyguards,
pilots, essentially, of both of his spinner, his Night Spinner and his Fire Prism there, and both of the fighter pilots above in the sky. Let's not forget the Autarch, the second in command, is still on the battle grid. He is still guiding another Night Spinner and relaying orders across the Eldar's equivalent of the Vox. It's been a brutal one. Again, you're back in charge of 2 objectives. Good. You are back in charge of 2. So I now need to try and pull you off of 1 again. Try and pull you off. I have to try and pull you off of 1 again to be on 2 to your 1 as we move into Craftworld Eldar turn 3. So it's the end of the movement phase from Saim Hann. Morai is sending psychic signals to all of his Craftworld to try and get them to work and operate in unison. The Serpent is about to strike. It is important that this works well for the Saim Hann, or it could completely and utterly collapse. So the 2 skimmers have stayed where they are. They've got good arcs of fire where they are. They're managing to cause you some serious problems, so that's where they're staying. Morai is pulled back onto that objective. Importantly, he is within line of sight of the Lieutenant. The Warlocks have had to be aggressive because they have to hold that objective in order to be able to score more than you do. Now, importantly, I already hold that objective because you're not objective secured. You're a Lieutenant. And I have 2. Oh, I suppose you have got the Smash Captain. I can't see running. Yeah, okay.
You will kill him.
So I have also brought the Hemlock across with its 20 to 25 inch move because he's so wounded. But there is a Smash Captain there that I also need to try and take out. We've left this flank untouched because they are performing quite well-ish. I'm just hoping the Doomweavers on both these Night Spinners have finally warmed up, and finally the Crimson Hunter is banked round and come screaming round here. Maybe it was a mistake to not take down the Primarch in the first place because those rerolls are killing us. So we're going to roll straight into the Eldar Psychic phase, and we're going to start with the Hemlock. And this is a ballsy move because I have 1 wound left. So if I perils, I'm in deep trouble. But I need to smite because you've got an invulnerable save. So we're going to smite 5. That's a 4. At least I don't perils.
At least you don't perils.
At least I don't perils. Okay, so the Hemlock fails to smite.
He is basically dead though. Again.
Interesting. So, what we're going to do now is the Warlocks are going to cast Destructor on the Smash Captain. It's basically smite.
Okay.
But it's called Destructor, so it's not +1. 5. I
Ooh,
can't
you get
see.
a 6.
I get 6.
Yeah.
D3 mortal wounds on the Smash Captain. 1! 1 mortal wound. He's down to a single wound left. Oh, this couldn't have gone worse. Now we're on to the Farseer. The Farseer is going to try and guide the Night Spinner that has lost half of its wounds, which we get on an 11. Oh. And we're going to smite. And the nearest visible is the Lieutenant. 2d6. We need 6 this time. We get 7. D3 mortal wounds. 3 mortal wounds on the Lieutenant. He has 1 wound left. That we will call a successful psychic phase. And in the Eldar shooting phase, we're going to start with the 2 Warlocks. We're going to try and finally take down that Smash Captain. Out of the 2, that's the one we don't want to fight in melee. So we're going to hit you on 3s. Oh. Shuriken fire ripping through the air as we manage 5 hits, and we wound you on 4s. And we have 3 wounds, 2 at AP -3. You don't care because you've got 3 up saves for everything with your Storm Shield. And he falls. The Smash Captain has fallen to a hail of Shuriken fire. That is a great start. Next, the Hemlock is going to open up onto the what's it called?
Redempted Dread.
Thank you very much. Onto the Redempted Dread. 2d3 auto hits for 4. At strength 12 means we win on 3s. There is no wounds. Clearly the weapon systems have been absolutely destroyed as this comes crawling through the air on 1 wound remaining. Smoke billowing out behind it. Yeah, it's not having a good time. Okay.
It looks like an Imperial fire.
Next, we have Wave Serpent. Not Wave Serpent, Night Spinner. I will get it right at some point tonight. The Night Spinner is going to fire at the Hell Blasters because they've caused us numerous issues. 2d6 shots for a total of 8. That is better. The systems are starting to come online. We hit on 4s and we have rerolls for guide. Totaling 5 hits. We wound on 3s. And 6 is at AP -4. So 1 is dead and 2 have to take 3+ armor saves. And any fails are also deaths because they're 2 damage each. Damn. So 2 Hell Blasters fall.
Do they get to fire again? They both do.
Okay, crack on. Overcharging? Might as well because it's free.
100%. And we will fire them at the same guy who just fired at us.
The Night Spinner.
Night Spinner. Rerolling. Both hit.
Both hit. And they're 3s to wound. And you do 2 damage. You do 2 damage. So you're taking down to 4 wounds left as they go down. But 2 have been destroyed. Next Night Spinner. Do we finish off the Hell Blasters? We're going to finish off the Hell Blasters. 2d6 shots. For a total of 5 shots. This one's still not online properly. Hitting on 3s though. Rerolling 1s for the Autarch. So that's 4 hits so far from that Night Spinner. Wounding on 3s. And 6 is at AP -4.
3 up.
So the last Hell Blaster stands.
Does the dead one fire? No.
He fails. He falls. Now choices. We're going to fire the Crimson Hunter Exarch into the Redemptor.
Really?
Yes, because he's nearer the flank that I'm holding firm. He's going to cause me more problems at this stage. So 2 Bright Lances hitting the Redemptor on 3s. We hit twice. Strength 8, we wound on 3s. We wound once. AP -4 for a Bright Lance, so you don't get a save. And D6 damage. 1 wound. Just 1 wound. And now the Pulse Laser will hit. 1 hits, but we get to reroll. So Marksman's Eye pays off. 2 hits. Strength 8 means we wound on 3s. 1 wounds. These are AP -3, so you have a 6 up save.
Just 1?
Yep. And suffer a flat 3 damage. So you've lost 4 wounds in total.
Count 9.
But you got away with that pretty lightly.
I have.
That's the end of Craftworld Eldar's shooting phase, believe it or not. That's all we have to fire with because the Ultramarines does such an excellent work at meticulously picking this force apart. We haven't fired with him. That's a good shout.
Yeah.
I almost forgot that. I'm going to do something I never do. I'm going to fire Lance mode, I think.
Lance?
No, we won't fire Lance mode. We'll fire, so Lance is single shot, strength 12, AP -5, D6 damage. Focused is D3 shot, strength 9, so I still wound you on 3s. AP -4, still not get a save, D3 damage. So I think we get more shots with focused.
Yeah, I would be.
2 D3 shots with focused. That I'd probably be better off with Lance. Hitting on 3s. Oh no! 1 hits from the fire prism, winning on 3s. No! Linked fire gone. When the prisms are on their own, they're nowhere near as deadly. That was I wish you hadn't told me about that, so I didn't have to show how badly it just whipped. So that is the end of the shooting phase. We are significantly what's the word I'm looking for? We are neutered by the Ultramarines. Their tactical it's amazing how well they play when their Primarch is present.
Yeah, it does kind of show what you can do.
Perhaps Mirai made a mistake pulling them into this trap as we move into the Eldar charge phase.
Damn straight you will.
Damn straight we will.
Damn straight.
We're going to charge the Lieutenant.
Crack grenade.
Go for it.
No.
Misses. 2d6 charge. Anything but double 1s. They are in. They're going to fight that Lieutenant. So we're in the fight phase because this is the ballsy thing to do, and Warlocks are going to try and tear that last wound off of the Lieutenant, hitting on 3s. 3 hits. Wounding on 2s. 2 wounds. 2 3-up saves. He falls. The Lieutenant is torn down by Warlocks.
Only in death does duty end.
Okay.
2 command points.
Okay.
Do I get 1 of them back?
No?
No.
You get to fight?
I get to fight.
Go for it.
I think I need to check how many attacks he got.
4 attacks from the Lieutenant as he goes down to Witchblades. He's wounded, but he's not out. All 4 hit. Strength is 4. He wounds on 4s. They're AP minus 3.
For himself.
They're AP minus 3, but we don't care because we have 4+ invulnerable saves. He takes 1 down. He does kill a single warlock, but he falls himself. So, heroic deeds from the lieutenant. He falls. I mean, I was going to say he deserves a name for tearing 1 down, but he did die to an elf. Didn't he?
At least it wasn't a bow and arrow.
No, yeah, exactly. I'll give you that one. So 1 warlock falls. Importantly, because I'll remove him in a minute, at the end of turn 3, I hold 2 objectives, you hold 1 objective, I get a victory point.
You do.
Puts me on 4 to your 1.
Going second was like the best thing you've ever done.
It was the smartest move I think I could ever have made. So that's 4 victory points to the Eldar, to 1 victory point to the Ultramarines. We are still just about stemming the tide as they come through here to try and get hold of that. It's almost like you probably should have come to this one all along.
There was a potential for that one. but if I'd gone that way, I'd be out of range. You'd just dance around the rocks.
It's looking brutal. We are losing the war of attrition slowly here, but we are winning the objective war. Maybe the trap was worth it after all. Perhaps Mirai plucked the right strand as we move into Ultramarines, turn 4. We're at the end of turn 4 movement phase for the Ultramarines, and they are continuing to push around and try and take this flank. Yet again, they will not give up on trying to crush the Eldar. I think the Primarch can sense the presence of the Eldar Warlord. He probably wants his head for his own trophy. So the Redemptor has pushed up onto that objective. Currently he doesn't hold it, he shares it with a Warlock who is zooming around him like flies. The Intercessors have been up, well, they haven't been able to move much further in the direction they really wanted to go because there's a big flyer blocking it. And then we obviously have the single Hellblaster and the single, what's his name, Ancient supporting the Primarch. That has been it, because there's been heavy casualties on both sides. We're going to move straight into the Ultramarine shooting phase, where we're going to start Mr. Mikey Brom.
We're going to fire the Redemptor.
Yep.
We're going to find the Macroplasma at your Night Spinner.
Yes.
Overcharged. Although we're not in range, we're only in range of 1s. And the rest is going into the Hemlock.
You're going to try and take down the Hemlock?
I want to try and take down the Hemlock.
Let's try the Gatling Cannon first, because I think that may do it. 6 shots hitting on. It's heavy, right?
It is. I don't...
So you don't get to hit on 3s, or you get to reroll 1s for Gullyman?
Yeah. And I don't hit with 3s.
You hit once. Strength 6, you win on 4s. We'll call it, well, it's up to you. I don't know if you want to call that cocked or not. I'm quite happy to call it cocked, so you get a free reroll.
Doesn't help.
That fails to wound, but then you get to reroll with you're not in range of Gullyman?
No, he's outside of 6.
Oh no, I was trying to give you a free reroll.
No. So we will probably need the Stormbolter.
Yeah, you will. 8 shots, however, because we're in rapid fire range. Hitting on 4s.
Rerolling the 1s.
So that's 5 hits so far. That's good, but we're winning on 5s with no rerolls. There is 1, 2. And these are 3-up saves to be in a Hemlock. That is a 2. And I get a 6-up Spirit Stone save. I fail. The Hemlock falls. Does it explode?
It does.
Yes! What's in range? 6 inches, Mikey Brom, from the hull of the vehicle.
Nope. Yes. Sorry, mate.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't mind, don't be sorry.
Warlock.
D3 more is the Warlock. 2. Warlock's down to 1 wound remaining. Now we're going to move on to the Macroplasma. D6 shots.
Overcharging, obviously.
5 shots into the Night Spinner. This could be good night for the Craftworld. Hitting on 4s.
Rerolling 1s.
No 1s, but we hit 3 times. We wound on 3s with no rerolls. So we wound all 3 times. It's AP minus 4, 2 damage each. The tank suffers 6 wounds. It has Spirit Stones, and stranger things have happened today. We need 3 6-ups. We only pass 1. The Night Spinner falls. Does it explode? It does not. So the Warlock's struggling now. His jet bike wounded after the explosion from the flyer. Gullyman reaches forward and pulls the trigger with the Fist of the Primarch, hitting on 2s. He hits all 3 times. Strength 6 means he wounds on 3s. He wounds twice, but he gets to reroll. He wounds all 3 times. AP we don't care about. We have 4+ invulnerable saves, or the Warlock falls. The Warlock falls. Next, the Intercessors and the Ancient are all going to open fire into the Crimson Hunter Exarch. Brom, are you going to spend another command point?
I am.
Should we see if we get it back? You do. It's a free round of shooting from the veteran Intercessors as they try and tear down the final jet fighter. And the hail of fire causes only 4 wounds on the Crimson Hunter Exarch. 4+ saves because they're all -1. We save 2, we fail 2, we lose 2 wounds, puts me down to 9 because he'd already lost 1. 9 wounds remaining. We have eliminators left, a single Hellblaster who I don't think can see anything.
No. Hellblaster's going to go up top.
Of course, are you going to overcharge?
I am going to overcharge and I'm rapid fire range.
Okay, cool.
Come on. 4s.
Both those 3s count as misses.
They do.
You can't re-roll them.
I can't.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Eliminators.
Eliminators. We're going to fire at your new shiny model that Sorcerer Dave sent you.
I mean, he's lived this far.
He did.
Thank you, Sorcerer Dave. So we're going to do Mortis rounds.
Mortis rounds.
Okay, go for it. Hitting on 3s. 2s.
2s. Because there's always a 1 in there.
Winning on 4s.
No.
They don't. They fail to win. The Mortis
They
rounds can't find the Autarch. That's your fighting phase, your shooting phase, Dan.
It is.
And there's no charges.
Unfortunately, you're all out of range.
So there's no charges. Interesting.
So that's me done.
Interesting. That's the end of Ultramarines turn 4. Yet again, he pushes himself onto a second objective. Yet again. However, this time it is less likely the Eldar can remove that threat when you look at how much has been removed from this flank for Saim Hann. It's interesting. Under the Primarch's orders, the Ultramarines are executing a perfect plan after they were ambushed by the Craftworld. Let's see if the Eldar can turn this around as we move in Saim Hann, turn 4. End of the movement phase for turn 4. Mirai continues to gain control of this battle grid. The Crimson Hunter Exarch carries on with his dance in the sky. He's banked around this time again, realising that the Redemptor is the biggest threat to the Craftworld's Warlord. The Wave Serpent, not the Wave Serpent, the Night Spinner, not the Night Spinner, the Fire Prism, we got it on the third attempt. He stayed exactly where he is. He can still draw a bead to the Redemptor, and should that Redemptor not be there anymore, he can also draw a bead to the Primarch. The Night Spinner has pushed up onto this objective. It's important. If we fail to remove the Redemptor, at least we control 2 and he controls 2, and therefore no one scores points, and we continue with our 3-point lead. So this is key, that we hold it here. Importantly, even though it moved, as long as we fire at intercessors, that's right, isn't it? Intercessors.
Yeah.
We don't suffer a negative penalty for shooting because they're the nearest, and I've got Crystal Targeting Matrix. We do put ourselves in harm's way, but I need to make sure I don't at least lose a victory point at this stage when I'm so thin on the ground. So we're going to go straight into the psychic phase. And now we just have the Seer. We just have the Seer. And we're going to try and doom the Redemptor. 7. He dooms the Redemptor. We reroll all failed to wounds. He's going to try and guide the Fire Prism. He guides the Fire Prism on a Perils. I'm going to reroll one of the dice on my Runes of the Farseer because I can. Doesn't matter what it is, I still get it because it's a 7. There we go, successful. I love Eldar Psychers. Seers are the best.
They are a beast.
So we have successfully guided the Fire Prism. We've doomed the Redemptor, and that means we can roll straight into the shooting phase. And this is interesting. I've got some choices here. So I can shoot the Crimson Hunter at the Redemptor, potentially destroy it, which means if I then fire Lance profiles from the Fire Prism into Gulliman, I'm wounding him on 2s because he's toughness 6. But only 2 shots. You've got your 3+ invulnerable save. He's probably not going to get killed. I don't know. If we can remove the Redemptor with the Fire Prism, we can shoot the Crimson Hunter at him, but we only wound on 3s. Choices. So we're going to start with the Night Spinner and fire at the Intercessors. 2d6 shots from the Doomweaver. For a total of 11. The weapon systems are now possibly online and fully functioning, hitting on 3s and rerolling 1s for the Autarch. So we'll reroll the only 3 misses so far.
Oh, jeez.
We hit with everything. That's 11 shots. The Craftworld are angry. We wound on 3s. And 6s are dead intercessors. I'm going to count him as Coxman, right?
Yeah.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 dead intercessors and 4 saves to make. Any failures are more dead intercessors.
Luckily, they can't all die.
You save all 4. That was important for you. And now we're going to fire the Shuriken Catapult. It hits on 3s. Rerolls the 1s for the Autarch. And these are only strength 4, so they win on 4s. 1 more wound at AP nothing. 1 3-up save. 1 takes a wound. Interesting stuff.
Only a single wound though.
Only a single wound, mate. Yeah, only a
that's
single.
okay.
Interesting stuff. Now we come back over to our original dilemma. And it is a dilemma. I need to make sure the Redemptor's dead, so I'm going to fire the Crimson Hunter at the Redemptor first, because I think that's important. Bright Lances, hitting on 3s because I moved. Both hit. Strength 8 means I win on 3s. I have rerolls for Doom. That's 2 wounds at AP -4, 2d6 damage. That's 8 wounds gone. He has 1 left. Pulse Laser, hits on 3s. Hits twice. Strength 8 means it wounds on 3s. Wounds twice. AP -3, 6 up save. He fails both.
And he's
Flat
dead.
3 damage, 6 wounds done. Does he explode? No, he doesn't. The Redemptor's been removed. Importantly means the Craftworlders will score another victory point, and it gives the Fire Prism line of sight to the Primarch. I don't fancy my chances of killing this Primarch with this Fire Prism, so I'm going to do something I never do, and I'm going to fire its lance profile because I think it's funny. So 2 shots hitting on 3s with rerolls for guide. That would have been my 2d3 shots, so that's worth it, right?
Yeah.
Both hit. Strength 12 means I wound Gulliman on 2s.
Damn.
Gulliman's wounded twice. Any failed saves are d6 damage.
3 ups. Oh, I'm going to command point that one.
Really?
Yeah. Saves?
Yes.
Do I get it back?
Nope, because you've already got one back this time. This battle round.
you have. Yes.
Yes, this battle round you have got one back.
So I used
You
one.
don't get one back.
But he doesn't take any more.
Importantly, that's the end of the Eldar turn. I've got nothing to charge. The Crimson Hunter is alive on 9 wounds left. The Fire Prism's unscathed. The Night Spear is unscathed. You've got a lot of work to do to remove my armour, considering you don't really have much in the way of anti-armour. It has been an absolute war of attrition. Mariah's pulled at the strands. He has accepted some serious casualties on his Craftworld to try and draw the Primarch into this trap. But at the end of Eldar turn 4, at the end of battle round 4, we are holding 3 objectives. You are holding 1. We score another victory, but we're not holding 3 objectives alive, because that fly can't hold. We are holding 2 objectives. We'll try it again. We're holding 2 objectives. You are holding 1. So professional. So professional. So we get a victory point, which puts us on 5 victory points to your 1.
I can't come back. This is insane.
Interesting as we move into Ultramarines, and it could be the last, turn 5. So it's the start of battle round 5. This could be the last battle round. It could be the last axe for the Imperium before the Eldar get their final retaliation. This could be the end of this hard-fought battle. There's not much to move, but there has been lots of shuffling going on. The Primarch has finally grown a pair and decided to try and lead the charge. So he is pulled forward there. He has an 8-inch move. That puts him 11.5 inches away from the Farseer. With this special rule that gives him +1 to charge, that means he's got a 10-inch charge to try and take on the Warlord. Behind him, his ancient advanced 6 inches plonking himself and planting the standard. They have now claimed that objective in the name of the Ultramarines once and for all. And the lone Hellblaster has come up behind with his plasma incinerator. No? Plasma, whatever it's called, fully charged. The Eliminators have dropped down from the building onto the objective. Their heavy weapons now -1 to hit, but importantly they're going to hold objective 2, which allows the intercessors, the remaining intercessors, which we didn't roll morale for, to push forward onto that objective. So we can roll them around now. We want to do it on camera. So they're -4, the leadership's 8, which is 9. So 4 means 8, which means you pass. But we wanted to make sure we showed you that so you didn't think we'd forgotten. That's that. So we're looking at the intercessors trying to take on the tank and maybe make a charge there. They are objective secure, so they can stop me from holding that. Maybe a move they should have made ages ago.
Right. Exactly like that.
So, anywho, we're going to rock straight into the Ultramarines shooting phase, and we're going to open up with...
We are going to start with the
Eliminators.
Firing at your...
They can now see the Autarch because he did break cover, and they're going to try and take the Autarch down with the rounds that are called...
Executioner rounds.
Thank you very much. Hitting on 4s because they moved.
So
1 hits. It is enough wounding on 4s.
It
doesn't wound. It's not enough. Intercessors?
Yep, intercessors. I'm going to spend a command point on Sons of Guilliman.
Okay.
Or
Scions of Guilliman.
Scions of Guilliman.
See if you get it back because it's a new battle round. You don't. Scions of Guilliman allows you to reroll failed to hit rolls if you're a troop's choice from the Codex Astartes.
Or rerolled all if you're,
Are you veterans in it as well for extra shots? That will put you on 20 shots at that range. It's possibly worth it, and you can try and get it back again. because you didn't successfully get the last one back.
Yes, we will try and do it. Woo. Don't get it back.
Okay, so you spent 2 command points. We're going to grab 20 dice. And using Signs of Gloom when they go to reroll for other hits, they hit with everything, but they only cause 5 wounds. 4 up saves. 6 up Spirit Stones. I save both. I take no wounds at all. The Night Spinner stands firm in the face of the Ultramarines advance. Now we have the Hellblaster, the Primarch himself, and the Ancient. Where are we going to
go? We can't fire at anything other than your plane.
Okay.
So
the Crimson Hunter Exarch is about to take a hail of fire.
Yes.
Should we do who first?
We'll do Gulliman.
Okay, 6 shots hitting on 2s with a -1, so you get to reroll the 1s. That one is a miss, that's 5 hits. Strength 6, you win on 4s. 3 to reroll. We've totaled 4 wounds at AP -1, so 4 up saves. We save 1, we fail 3, we lose 6, we've got 3 wounds remaining.
Rapid fire Hellblaster, overcharging.
Of course. Hits twice. Wounds twice. I don't have a save. Does the plane explode? No. The Crimson Hunter Exarch has been taken down with a precision strike from a Hellblaster. Perfect. That is the end of the Ultramarine shooting phase. Now we have some important charges to do.
Yeah.
Intercessors will charge Doom Night Spinner.
Yeah.
Will they make it, Ron? They might. They probably will. We have 2d6 shots in Overwatch from the Doomweaver for a total of 7.
That's a lot.
Not that many.
They've definitely warmed up now.
Hitting on 6s.
1 hit.
We don't get to reroll any of those. Wounding on 3s.
Doesn't wound.
We fail to wound. They'll make their charge. And now the big one. The Primarch.
10-inch.
I don't think I can even see you either.
Oh, you can't.
So no Overwatch. Not that it would matter against Primarch. 10 inches. That's a 1 and a something else. A 2.
I can't re-roll.
You fail that charge. They do make the charge, which is important because their objective's secured, right?
Yeah.
So make that charge roll. Make that charge move. You made the roll. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Don't look at me like that. Stop putting pressure on me. We're in the fight phase. 16 attacks from the Intercessors as they slam into the Night Spinner that they fail to wound with their bolt rifles, hitting on 3s. And Signs of Gloom is only the shooting phase, right?
It is. Yeah. So these do not do anything.
So 8 of them find their mark against the Grav tank, wounding on 5s. Wow. 5 attacks find weak points in the armour. 3 up saves. We save all but 1. 6 up Spirit Stones. We fail that. We do finally take a wound. And the tank will use its Grav engines to create an upwash and try and fight back. We don't hit at all. The tank fails. That's the end of the Ultramarines turn 5. So at the end of turn 5, you now hold that objective, and you hold that objective, and you hold this objective. So you hold 3 of the 4.
Yeah.
This is important because if we go into battle round 6, Gulliman can advance onto this objective, and potentially you can hold 4 of the 4. And if you hold 4 of the 4, you have a flat 3 points. We're currently beating you 5 points to 1.
Yep.
So you need to do that to pull it back and hope that I don't score anything this turn.
Is that possible? Can you not kill anything?
Let's see how clever Mirai is. We move into Eldar, turn 5. So it's the end of the movement phase for the Craftworld. Mirai is still springing this trap. He's still determined to take the fight to the Ultramarines. The movement phase has been simple. We have 4 models, we've moved all 4. The Autarch has leapt over this settlement and he is eyeing up a charge on the Intercessors. He has a Banshee Muff, so they can't overwatch him, and importantly, he's he's within 3 inches of that objective. That's important because this is fell out of combat. Although it's fell out of combat, it's got the fly keyword. I can fire without penalty. We are going to spray monofilament all over those Intercessors. Over here, the Fire Prism has shimmied left. He can draw a bead to the Ancient and to the Hellblaster. Why is that important? Because Mirai has heroically leapt over this rocky outcrop. And if we can remove the Ancient, we then tie that objective, scoring 1 apiece. I say scoring 1 apiece, you'll score 2 if I can't remove Intercessors. But it's the only way I can stop you from having 2 and me having 2. So if it goes well, I will score 2 objectives to your...
You'll score 2 to my 1.
To my... No. That's wrong. I'll score 1, you'll score 1, we'll contest 1 if it goes well. So I stop you from scoring points, I stop you from scoring points. Yeah. If I'd have held safe here and removed them there, again it would be the same. But this is the more heroic act, right?
100%.
So this one makes more sense.
He's pushed his whole army forward and they have not delivered everything he needs. So he's taken it into his own hands.
So we're going to try. We're going to try and succeed. Psychic phase. Psychic phase, we're going to start with Smite from Mirai. Charge value of 5. That's 6. D3 mortal wounds on the Ancient. How many does he have? 4?
I would think 4.
Well, he suffered 3.
He could be dead.
How many does he have, Brom?
I know.
We're going to come in on the Ancient. Does he survive? He suffered 3 mortal wounds. We're going to move into the shooting phase. And it does make a difference. He's got 5. He has 5. So Mirai will open fire with his shuriken catapult into the Ancient, hitting on 2s. He hits all 4 times. He wounds on 4s. 6 is at AP -3, so he's got 1 6-up save and 1 3-up save. I forgot Doom.
6-up save. Failed. 3-up save. Failed. Should have done the other way around.
So he's dead. Before we do that, do you mind me doing Doom now? I was going to Doom Gullyman. Do you want to say no? You can say no. I'm okay with you saying no.
Roll a dice for it. That's how you decide things in Warhammer.
Right. Okay. What's the result? You tell me the result.
1, 2, 3. You can't do it.
I can't do Doom.
Sorry, mate.
That's fine. I think that's okay. I got too excited about killing an Ancient. And we did kill an Ancient, so we do tie that objective. So the first part of the plan has been successful. Shuriken catapult into intercessors. Hitting... Oh, let's not do that. Yes, we've got 1 on 1 wound. Let's do that first. Hitting on 2s. We hit all 4 times. Strength 4, so we win on 4s. We wound you twice. 2 3-up armor saves, please, sir. You fail 1. So the 1 on 1 wound falls. And now the Night Spinner will open up with its Doom Weaver on the remaining 4 intercessors. 2d6 shots. 7 shots from the Doom Weaver.
So warmed up now.
Hitting on 3s. We're rolling 1s for the Autarch. So we hit 5 times. Strength 7 means we win on 3s. 6 is at AP -4. 1's dead. And then 2 have 3-up saves, or they also perish under monofilament.
Where's it gone?
2. That's another dead Marine. Now we have the Shuriken catapult from the Night Spinner with 4 shots hitting on 3s. And we reroll 1s for the Autarch. And we wound on 4s. We wound twice, 2 more 3-up saves on intercessors. Single damage each this time. You save both. The Autarch's going to have to do it in melee. We come over here to the fire prism. We're going to fire at the Primarch.
Obviously.
We have to. Focus this time, 2 D3 shots. 4 shots from the fire prism, hitting on 3s. We hit you 3 times. Strength is 9. We wound you on 3s. We wound you twice. We forgot Doom, my fault. AP -4, you don't care. 3-up available saves. You save them both, of course you do.
His armour, fate.
So now we are into the Eldar charge phase. And he's going to charge. You can't overwatch.
Nope.
Because I have a Banshee mask.
Yep.
4 attacks from the Autarch, hitting on 2s.
He's a lieutenant.
Rerolling 1s. So he hits 4 times. Power Sword. It's 5 to wound. We do 2 wounds at AP -3. 2 6-up saves. 1 intercessor is torn down by the Autarch. And the other one gets to fight back. Now, I did make sure that the tip of that Night Spinner was within 3 inches of that objective. We now outnumber you, but you're still objective secured.
Sergeant.
He's a veteran.
So he's got 4 attacks. Hitting on 3s.
You hit twice.
That is not enough. He punches in the face on 4s. It's not enough. He's scared.
Fails. It's the end of battle round 5. This is really important because you hold that objective. You hold this because your objective secured. Yeah. We can test this. Yeah. So it's currently 2-0. Yeah. So you hold more objectives by 1, which means you will get a victory point, which puts it on 5 VP to your 2.
That's the first time.
So you close the gap, just. Yeah. But it's the end of battle round 5. The player that goes first rolls a dice. On a 1 or a 2, the game ends. It continues. We move into Space Marines, turn 6. Movement phase turn 6 for the Ultramarines. The Intercessor has tactically withdrew from the fight with the Autarch, struggling to hit him. As he zooms around his head, he pulls his bolter up level with his eye and takes aim. In there, the Primarch, sensing the Warlord, has pushed in with his final remaining loyal servant, the Hellblaster, and they're going to try and take down Morai before he disappears into the webway. That's it. That's all that's happened. We move straight into the Ultramarines shooting phase, and we're going to start with...
we are going to do a Hellblaster into your face.
Into Morai, okay. Overcharging?
Yes.
You miss with both.
Rerolls.
You die.
I die. It's fine. It was worth it.
Hellblaster has sacrificed himself. The Farseer has projected horrific images onto his mind, and he turns his weapon into his own face and pulls the trigger. Now Gullyman, with his fist, is going to try and take down the Seer. Will he be more successful? He hits 6 times, because he hits on 2s, right? Yep. Strength 6, and you win on 3s. With rerolls, this could be enough. You wound all 6 times, and I have 4+ invulnerable saves. I fail 1. 2 damage, 6 up for no pains. I pass 1, I lose a single wound, I'm down to 6 remaining.
Sword will have to do the
Morai
business later.
stands. Eliminators and Intercessor.
Eliminators are going to shoot your Autarch.
Okay, go for it. Hitting on 3s this time because you didn't move.
Didn't move.
You hit twice, winning on 4s. You wound twice. AP -2, so 4+ invulnerable saves. I pass 1, I fail 1. You do D3 damage. You need the big 3. You don't. You take 2. He has a single wound left as the Intercessor levels that bolt rifle. Pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Are you thinking about veteraning him for 4 shots?
Yeah.
I think it's probably worth it.
My last command point.
I think it's probably worth
Does hit a -1.
Go for it.
But I'm doing it. So, 4 shots on 4s.
You hit 3 times. Wound on 4s. You wound twice. 4 up saves. He survives.
Do I get it back?
Do you get your command point back?
Command point back. I do not. That isn't gone.
Final move of the game for you potentially, and you fail to kill the Autarch. I'm assuming Morai is eating a charge from Gullyman. Overwatch with a shuriken catapult. We hit with nothing. You come reeling in, and we go into the fight phase.
6 attacks.
Sword?
100%.
Flaming Sword of Death?
100%.
Let's do it.
2s.
Let's see what happens. You hit me 5 times. You reroll the 1.
Obviously.
You still only hit me 5 times. Strength is?
8.
So you win me on 2s.
Rerolling that one.
So you wound me
6s.
5 times. 4 up invulnerable save. I fail 4.
It's flat 3 damage.
Flat 3 damage. So I need to take 6, 12, 6 up feel no pains. 6 plus feel no pain. I've only got 6 wounds left. We fail all of them. So he dies.
He does die.
6 of them kill him. Phoenix Gem goes off.
Yes.
On a 2+. Gullyman suffers D3 mortal wounds. 1 mortal wound on Gullyman.
Yeah.
Morai stands with a single wound remaining.
Yes.
However...
You get to fight back.
No.
Oh.
He had 6 wounds, failed all of the saves. This isn't how it works. The way the Phoenix Gem works, although I've done a mortal wound to you, the attacks that would have killed him, it then pauses, I do the die, explode, come back to life thing. It's not like Gullyman stuff we do at the end of the phase. And then you do the rest of the damage, so he's disappeared into the webway.
Dies again.
Morai has retreated into the webway. He's gone. So, at the end of Battle Round 5 for the Space Marines, they now have Slay the Warlord, which puts it on 5 points to 3. And I've got some serious work to do to stop you from scoring another objective at the end of Battle Round 6. Let's see what happens as the Craftworld is now in control. The Craftworld in control? The Craftworld's being commanded by the Autarch. So it's the end of movement phase, turn 6 for the Saim Hann. The Autarch his crazed, battle-hungry state, to stay there to fight that Intercessor Sergeant. We've also got the ability to fire at it with a Doomweaver should we need to, and the Fire Prism has skimmed round to hold this objective, which puts me on 2 to your 2. So at the end of the battle round, unless I kill him,
You have to kill.
at the end of the battle round, if I kill him, it's 2 to 2, you don't get a point.
Yeah.
And it stays 5-3.
Yes.
However, if we do manage to destroy him, we will control 2, you'll control 2. Like, jobs are good. And if we can remove those as well, that's a bonus. Because then we'll control 2 to your 1. Okay? There's no psychic phase now because Mirai has disappeared into the webway. He sprung his trap. He has destroyed the forces that Gulliman brought with him. He's left the Primarch after that fight and decided that he is too strong, but we have whittled down the Ultramarines force. So, we're going to start off here with the Autarch, and he's going to fire his Shuriken Catapult into the Intercessor. He hits on 2s. And he rerolls 1s because he's an Autarch. He hits 4 times. He wounds on 4s. We have wounded you twice. 2 3-up saves. You fail 1, he takes a wound. Next, the Doomweaver is going to fire his Shuriken Catapult into the Sergeant and his Doomweaver, the Night Spinner, sorry, and his Doomweaver into the Eliminators. So the Shuriken Catapult hits on 3s. And we don't get to reroll the 2, we only get to reroll 1s. We wound on 4s. We haven't wounded. That's important. We're going to have to do it in melee. And now the Doomweaver is going to fire into the Eliminators. So 2d6 shots for 5 only, hitting on 3s. We don't reroll the 2 2s. Wounding on 3s. AP -4.
They're both dead.
So, Camo Cloaks only give you bonuses in cover.
Yeah, they're dead.
So those 2 fall.
They do.
Interesting. Which leaves the Fire Prism, who can't see the Intercessor. So we're going to fire 2 lances into the face of the Primarch. We hit once. We wound. Throw up a vulnerable save. You pass. Charge. So the Banshee's going to charge it. The Autarch's going to charge in. The tank will charge in. Might as well get extra attacks. Let's see if the tank can tear down an Intercessor.
Oh, you cheeky.
It didn't hit.
That's
We get
good.
to reroll 1s for the Autarch.
Oh,
It did hit! It wounds on 3s.
this is.
It
yeah.
didn't wound.
Thank
Okay.
you. That would not be believable.
The
I'm not getting
Autarch hits
squished.
on 2s.
This is a heroic.
He
death.
hits 3 times and he rerolls 1s because he's an Autarch. I've just chucked that on the floor. There we go. We hit 4 times. We win on 5s. There's no wounds. The Intercessor survives. You get to fight him back.
Yep.
Should you
Hit
so
the
wish.
Autarch.
Yep. You hit me 3 times. You wound me twice. The Autarch does fall. The Autarch has been slain. That's that. That's the end of battle round 6. Now, I hold 1, you hold 2, you get a victory point. Puts you 5 points to 4 because of Slay the Warlord as well. Now I get to roll a dice, and on a 1, 2, 3, the game ends. On a 4, 5, 6, we go into turn 7. And if we go into turn 7 and I can't remove that Intercessor, actually you could pull this back to level.
Could.
1, 2, 3. The game continues into turn 7. End of movement phase for the Ultramarines. They're trying to push on and gain some more. Brom hasn't got enough units left now to claim all 4 objectives, but he can still claim more than me and end up with an additional point which puts it on 5 apiece. So he's pulled out here to shoot at the Night Spinner because why the hell not? And Gulliman's coming down to try and take on the Fire Prism. Shooting phase, Intercessor.
Crack grenade.
Crack grenade.
Oh.
If you could not chuck it into the massive pile of dice, that'd be there you go, he hits.
Miss.
No, he misses. He's -1 to hit because he's
-1.
out of combat. Gulliman. The Fist of Doom. 6 shots, rapid fire.
2s.
He hits all 6 times. 5s. With rerolls. So none so far.
He did it.
You do have 3 at AP -1.
Yep.
So I have 4 plus saves. I failed 2, that's 4 damage. I have 8 left. Charge phase. Gulliman's charging. Fire Prism has 2d3 shots on Overwatch for a total of 4 shots, hitting on 6s. We hit you once, wounding on 3s. We don't wound. There's a Primarch tearing down on us. It's a 6-inch charge with his +1, and he fails on a 5. That is critical for the Ultramarines because he
massive.
left an objective.
He did.
Let's move into Eldar turn Yes. Turn 6, that's the one. Okay, let's move into Eldar. Turn 7, actually. It's the last one. Eldar turn 7. It's currently 5 points to 4 to the Eldar. So turn 7 for the Eldar. Simple moves have taken place. The Night Spinner can move 16 inches. It is swung round. It's within 3 inches of the centre of that objective after it removed the Eliminators, hovering over the top of the Ultramarines' corpses. It still keeps him within 12 inches of that one to be able to shoot its Shuriken catapult at it. But more importantly, I already now hold 2. And because Gullyman moved off of that one, it means I will gain a victory point, putting me on 6 points to your 4 because you failed the charge. We now go straight into the Eldar shooting phase, and we're going to try and finish off this intercessor with a Shuriken catapult because that's insulting. Hitting on 3s. We hit you 3 times, wounding on 4s. We do wound you. There's no AP. Please fail this. You don't.
Chin it.
So we have the Doom Weaver now from the Night Spinner.
A proper death.
For 11 shots. 11 shots. Finally, the monofilament tanks have opened up. 3s to hit. We fail to hit 4 times. 3s to wound.
He's the death.
He's dead.
He's dead, Dave.
Fire Prism. 2 shots on Lance mode into the Primarch before these skimmers take to the skies and disappear into the webway. He hits once. He wounds. Does Gullyman fail a save? Can we mortally wound him before we leave?
Oh, I'll roll it properly.
He does! D6 wounds. We mortally wound Gullyman, and with that, it's the end of the game. Gullyman leaves this battlefield with just 4 of his wounds remaining. A chunk has been blown from him. So not only have we annihilated the Ultramarine force that he brought to this battlefield, just as Mirai had planned, but we mortally wound the Primarch, and he returns wounded. He is going to have to be repaired. He's going to have to be tended to by the Apothecarian aboard his battlecruiser before he can now go to fight again. That was key. That was important. That was a game.
That was insane.
That finishes 6 victory points to 4 to Craftworld Saim Hann, and they're still your mortal enemy.
I think that was the charge. That was it. The last move.
It was, yes. That was.
Failed it.
That could have been completely different. Anyway, we have an awkward left-handed handshake.
Oh,
Thank you, Mr. Brom. It's lovely having you here anyway. As you can see, folks, on the battle grid, there is not very much left. There's 2 skimmers left, and that is it. It's been an absolute bloodbath. When the Eldar weapon systems failed to open fire and find their mark on turn 1, I thought we were up against it, but Mirai's perfect tactical acumen meant we controlled this flank and drew the Primarch into our trap. Gullyman took the bait. But not only did he take the bait, he took the bait with tactical excellence and slowly but surely collapsed the flank for the Eldar. It was unfortunate that we had just taken a foothold a little too early on this battlefield for him to be able to secure the victory. What a game. I love the narrative in this hobby. It's my favourite.
Damn straight.
It's the first time we brought the Primarch, or any Primarch actually, I think, to the channel. What did you think about it? What did you feel about this game, mate?
It was good. I enjoyed it. It was a bit too boxy, so I've just not got the movement. I haven't got the movement. I haven't got my Primaris movement yet in. As soon as I have that, then we can be aggressive.
I mean, I feel like you're getting
Super
better with
aggressive.
them. I feel like you are getting better with your Primaris.
Oh, definitely.
You are getting better with your Ultramarines. It helps. It's pretty much kind of the only army you play at the moment, really.
Yeah.
I know we're walking on Orcs for the channel at home, and we've got Knights and stuff, but
Still.
this is still primarily Brom's only force, and he is getting there with them. I think we're finding that a lot more of your sort of stratagems and tactics seem to be paying off now.
Yeah.
It helped that your weapon system seemed to be online from a very early start today.
Definitely. The detachment had quite an effect on the mass weight.
It does.
It's only 1 unit. That's
It's
all that's
interesting
affected.
because Winters hates formations. He hates detachments. We've talked about it on the chat from the Vox of the past. He doesn't like them at all. I would suggest that the Indomitus Crusade Veterans is so good for intercessors, maybe not necessarily needed for Ultramarines if you've got the Primarch in range, but still
100%.
really, really, really good. It showed how effective it was just for a couple of command points as well. So one to make them the Crusaders and another one to make them veterans.
If you don't have your reroll bubbles though, it's not great.
No. It's interesting. Anyway, That is it. That's the end of the game. I hope you guys really enjoyed this one. It was much fun for us to take the classic matchup of the Ultramarines versus the Saim Hann again, because that's kind of how we started. So if you have enjoyed this one, check out the other battle reports on the channel. More importantly, check out battle reports on deploymentzone.tv. That's a website that's owned by myself and Winters, and Brom's been on there plenty of times before.
Yeah.
It's great fun. We enjoy it. There's lots of battle reports, lots of videos, lots of stuff. So I hope you have enjoyed that and you enjoy this type of content. If you have seen our nice shiny green objective markers and command point tokens, we have orange ones as well. They are sold by cromlech.eu. You can get them through the deploymentzone.tv website, same as you can the dice, although we're soon to be out of stock. And Old Man Winters is sorting out the new stocks. We might get them by 2025. Importantly, the scenery, we should give a shout out to Urban Mats, who provided us with this wonderful battle mat and this scenery that looks like it came from Tatooine, and that's why I love it so much. The rocks and rocky outcrops, this stuff all comes from gamemat.eu. So big shout out to those two. Both are linked in the video description below. A huge thank you to all the patrons of the channel. It is exploded recently. It's been amazing, and the community is one of the best I've ever experienced. So thank you to every single one of you who supports the channel. If you want us to support the channel, head over to Patreon, search for Moarhammer, and you can come and join our community. Finally, a big shout out goes to Element Games, our sponsor. Those guys supply us with all sorts, including prize giveaways and giveaways for charity raffles, etc. Those guys are legend, and a special thank you to Matt, who's in Discord, because he puts up with me. Lastly, mate, big thank you to you.
That's all right.
I know I annoy you most weeks anyway because you live down the road, but it's always a pleasure to get you in the studio. So thank you so much for coming down and filming. It was a great game.
Rolling dice is always fun.
It was a great game, and you did finally take Marai's head.
Damn straight.
Or he disappeared into the webway after springing his perfect trap.
It's probably that. Sword swishes through and he just vanishes.
Yeah, it makes sense that he just revs the throttle on his bike and disappears into the webway. It doesn't make sense that he's dead considering we won. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.